Part 18. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 171. Hats, sunglasses, scarves, none of them fall. It was so wrapped that Chu Lingyun couldn't even recognize it. Lin Qingjian just glanced at it and looked away. There are quite a lot of people in the circle today, but with Mel around, the others seem a little underwhelming. She doesn't have time to care about others. Lin Qingjian's smile widened. "Mr. Mel, this way please." Mel nodded arrogantly and followed her in. As soon as Gu Wenzu sat down at the venue, he saw Chu Lingyun, who was also wrapped tightly beside him. He could recognize it because of the watch on Chu Lingyun's right hand. Because he travels all year round, Chu Lingyun wears two watches, one for domestic time and the other for foreign time. Gu Wenzu pulled off his mask and patted his shoulder. "Why are you here? Didn't you say you shouldn't follow me?" Chu Lingyun was stunned for a moment, but did not react at all, and lost his voice. "Teacher, why are you here?" "I should ask you this," Gu Wenzu sneered. "What are you doing here? You came here to watch the draft instead of looking for Ellen." Of course he wouldn't tell Chu Lingyun that he had found someone. Chu Lingyun was scolded for losing his temper. I'm just here to see. What if I find someone new? I'll go to her immediately after reading it." Gu Wenzu ignored him and looked at the stage. Chu Lingyun hesitated for a while, but still did not dare to introduce Sci-fucking. The old man was angry. He didn't dare to stimulate him. At 6:30, the scene was full of people, and each partition was a different color of cheering cards. This is a real live broadcast. The number of reservations is as high as 70 million, and after the live broadcast started, the popularity is still rising. I didn't look at the front, just take a look at the night of the group. I hope this draft will give you some strength to select truly capable people. Now the entertainment industry is really getting worse and worse. Don't hold out too much hope. This kind of draft has a default selection of candidates. Just watch the excitement, don't give your heart. On the second floor, Feng San looked solemn. This is the first time he has watched such a big stage, and he is still a little excited. "When I go back, I will show off to Kenyan and Shenying. He can watch the show with Juji, but they can only run takeout and delivery." "Cool. I'm ready." There were 6 mobile phones in front of Yutang. "I will vote tonight. 9th uncle, come and help me vote too. All the students in Ching Ching class must debut for me." Yu Xian's arms were stuffed with 3 mobile phones. Feng San was so frightened that he was about to retrieve it immediately. But he saw Yu Xian pick up one of them. "Well, Feng San." He also turned on his mobile phone in a trance and sent a link to the small group. "Quick, vote for these few. If you vote well, Brother Ju may be happy and maybe pay more wages. Take away brother." Kenyaning. Feng San didn't explain anything and went to vote. Time passed minute by minute. Boom. There was a sound of drums, and the curtain was drawn. As the initiator of the men's team, Lu Ningsheng took the lead. "Welcome. Welcome to our group night scene." Lu Ningsheng's words ignited the atmosphere of the scene. "There are many guests today, and everyone is familiar, so I won't introduce them one by one, but there is one I must welcome in particular. Mr. Mel Bryan, specially rushed from Glen to today's stage scene. Everyone is welcome." Lin Qingjian would not let go of any of the hot spots. She stood up in time. "Mr. Mel told me just now that he will be the witness of today's group formation, and I hope every trainee can perform well. Show your strongest power." She wanted to let everyone watching tonight know that Mel was invited by her. Lin Qingjian is so awesome that he even invited Mel Bryan. This is the producer on Glen's side, who has won the Best Actor and Actress of Glen. Qingjian's ultimate move is actually here. Isn't it better than someone? Every time I perform, I like to be in the limelight. I have something to do in person. Did you invite someone to come to Glen?" Laughing to death, she deserves to go to Glen Grain is not just a place to look at her face, so she has to win a mainstream award. There are people from Glen, it's not a loss today, then I look forward to the next Daxia person who breaks into Glen. Gu Wenzu frowned and was about to stand up. As if he knew what he was going to do, Si fucking on the tutor's seat looked towards him and blinked. Gu Wenzu paused and sat down again, still a little angry. Is this worth bragging about? If he had known that there was still another episode, he would have brought all the actors and actresses who wore the clothes he designed to support him. Then people? Who is afraid of whom? Why is Mel here? Chu Lingyun was surprised, he never liked this kind of show. How do I know? Gu Wenzu was furious, shut your mouth. Chu Lingyun was resolutely silent. The old man's temper is getting more and more explosive, and he wants to stay away. On the stage, Lu Ningsheng continued, in addition to the trainees, our instructors are also very hardworking, especially teacher Si. She brought 5 students who could not even make it into the top 50 all the way to the current top 9. The camera turns to Si fucking and gives her a close-up. Si fucking stood up and waved his hand downward. She was wearing a burgundy dress today. The irregular tail made her legs slender and straight, and the skirt line also outlined her perfect waist. Lipstick is a rare retro red. A pair of lazy fox eyes are facing the camera, ecstatic, full of aura. Wow, Yekingja, my wife is wearing a skirt, what a beautiful skirt, this figure is really amazing, this waist to hip ratio makes me want to bury my chest very much. Wife is the best. Wivu ching ching, come up and dance, I can accept it if you walk a few steps. Si fucking waved again, I hope everyone will like the next performance. She looked up subconsciously. It happened to meet the man's calm gaze. Si fucking blinked. She would definitely take back the idea that her boss was an antique. His eyesight is still very good. The camera hasn't moved away from Si fucking, and the fans are all eyes. Who is the wife looking at? Which rival in love? Draw the knife. The man is robbing my wife, and the woman is robbing my husband, no matter what. Lu Ningsheng deliberately showed Si Fu the camera, and Lin Qingjian's eyes darkened a bit. But when she thought about what was about to happen, she felt relieved again. She won the bet with Si fucking. It's a pity that Si fucking doesn't know anything now, which is really pitiful. As you can see, there are only 9 glittering seats above, which means that only 9 people can sit on it. Lu Ningsheng held the microphone and spoke again, but it doesn't matter whether you debut today or not, as long as you have stood on this stage before, we are all proud of you. There was thunderous applause. Okay, I won't say more, let's invite the host of our stage tonight. Lu Ningsheng raised his hand with a smile, we have 22 young people please. SHH. The music sounded, and the lights in the audience suddenly dimmed. Then, bang bang bang, lit up one after another, illuminating the stage. 22 trainees appeared, and the theme song of Youth and Youth was back in the ears of all. I am the king, the bravest one. Of all the people, Xiaoyu is always the one who stands out the most. Both ability and appearance are impeccable. Off stage. Xia Yangkaiu, who was hidden among thousands of fans, watched carefully. The man next to her observed her face, and then said, Yan Yan, don't say it, our son is really pretty. That's it, Xia Yangkaiu said, I don't even look at who I'm following. Man. He remembered that she didn't say that the other day. Forget it, my wife is right. The theme song performance ended soon, and the following is the teacher's cheering speech to the students. Until Lu Ningsheng appeared again. Our likes today are very important. Everyone in the live broadcast room will decide the final debut candidate, she said, the voting channel will be closed at 9:50. Don't forget the time. Next, the performance officially begins. Come on, please use your screams to invite the first group of contestants. The cheers are even louder below. Thank you, thank you. Su Ziun. Mother Shia loves you. The lights dimmed again. Boom. Drums sounded. Dong dong. The stage lit up, and the six-member group with Xiaoyu as the C position stepped on the stage. As soon as Xiaoyu appeared on the stage, a wave of cheers rang out from below. Xiaoyu just turned around, a lazy smile appeared on his lips, and even the camera trembled. His dance has always been explosive, but with this dance suit designed by Sci-fi, the effect is even more explosive. You can't take your eyes off of it at all. My god, where did Brother Xia customize this dress? It's so dazzling. Too beautiful. I can finally say with certainty now that this is Ian's design, still the core design. Have you heard of the right hand of God? The right hand of God is just a title, not a name. Because he is Yunlin's royal designer, but he has never shown his face, he is affectionately called the right hand of God by Yunlin's fans. No, no. Do not scare me. Wait, the right hand of God has come out. Is Ilan going to come back? To be honest, you still think too much. Even if it is Ian's design, it cannot be the core. Do you know what the core design represents? What money can't buy? The actor and actress Lan will not be downgraded to design clothes for a talent show. Boom. The drums quickened, and the music suddenly rose. Xiaoyu's dance steps were faster, and the first point of the climax came. He suddenly took off his coat, and the lines of his abdominal muscles were clearly visible. The fans are going crazy. Can I see this? It must be the welfare that Mr. Si gave us. Thank Mr. Si. 8-pack ABS, I voted for this. Under the stage, Gu Wenzu let out a slow breath and clapped his hands. Beautiful, really beautiful. He was familiar with Sci-fi, and he could see at a glance that this was a dance she choreographed. Teacher, do you think those two sets of clothes look familiar? Chu Lingyun wondered. Did we make them? Gu Wenzu instantly became indifferent. I'm not familiar with it. Madness. Even the clothes that Alan designed by himself could not be seen. What's the use of him asking Chu Lingyun as a student? Oh, Chu Lingyun nodded, and he believed it. Since Gu Wenzu said so, then he was wrong. There are many clothing brands that imitate Ian's style, but these two sets of clothes have imitated the essence. After a while he went to the show team to ask who the designer was. On the other side, Xia Yangqiu narrowed his eyes. Why do I think the clothes on this kid are not right? The style is very similar to Lan, but I have never seen such a design. Moreover, Ian's style has always been to publish the design drawings on the internet first, and then release the entity. No, she'll have to ask later. What's the matter? The man said immediately. Of course it's not as good looking as you are. Stop being slick. Xia Yangqiu took a deep breath. Hurry up and vote for your son. The man silently took out his cell phone. Xiaoyu on the stage did not know that he was about to be tortured by Xia Yangqiu, and was still dancing. Boom. The last music spot fell, and the scene was completely crazy. Thank you. Thank you. Xiaoyu, take a look at mom. Xiaoyu gave us another surprise. Lu Ningsheng applauded. It's really handsome. If I were 10 years younger, I would definitely chase you. There was good-natured laughter from the audience. Today's dance is very difficult, Lu Ningsheng said, but you showed it perfectly. Your strength is really strong, but I want to ask a question. Have you considered, in case you don't debut, prepare? What are you doing? Yes, you seemed regretful. If I don't debut, I'll go home and inherit the family property. Can you say that again? Brother Xia is not really a wealthy family. What is the operation of inheriting the family property? Xia Yangqiu made a mouth shape on the stage. Xia, you saw it? It's 4 words. Don't even think about it. Xia Yu looked away with a relaxed expression. Thank you, everyone. He stepped off the stage. At the same time, Xia Yu's likes were soaring rapidly, and soon broke the 1 billion mark. Backstage, Su Jingshan kept looking at the number of votes that changed, and at this moment he was very glad that he didn't move Xiaoyu's rank. Such crushing strength, absolute fault votes, moving is indeed courting death. Such talents are indeed worth holding hands. With Xiaoyu and the Pearl in the front, the performances of the following three groups can only be said to be unsatisfactory, and it is completely difficult to make the atmosphere of the scene reach the previous height. Lu Yan finished the performance bravely, and even broke a few notes while singing. After the performance, he didn't dare to look at the fans off stage. Can Lu Yan get off the ground? I used to think that he still has strength. In fact, he is the royal family appointed by the investor, so don't harm the boy group. I really hope that today's debut candidate does not have him, alas, but it is impossible. All performances are over. Okay, there is one more minute, our voting channel will be closed. Lu Ningsheng stepped forward. Please take the time to praise the boy you like. As long as you work hard, it is possible to turn over at the last second. Fans in the audience raced against time to start voting. Feng San was also in a hurry. Have you voted? Talk to other people and let them vote. Brother Takeaway, what are you doing? Do you want the elders to beat you to death? If you don't practice martial arts well, what variety show are you watching here? Feng San slowly sent out a sentence. Ninth brothers are all voting. The group was silent for a moment. Take away brother, I voted. Feng San snorted coldly. Virtue. Okay, the time is up, the voting channel has been closed. Lu Ningsheng turned around. In these 10 minutes, let's review the hardships and laughter of the trainees along the way. The big screen began to show the tidbits of each trainee's private practice. But fans are obviously not in the mood to watch. Come on at 10, hurry up. Thank you for being the first. Su Ziun is second. Rush for me. Backstage, high-level executives including Su Jingshan stared at the constantly changing numbers, and were amazed at the fans' shooting ability. The popularity of youth has far exceeded Su Jingshan's expectations. He glanced at the number of real-time viewers, 82 million. The numbers are terrifying. Xiaoyu's votes reached an unimaginable level. A real fault. Okay, Su Jingshan sighed, don't let this vote go out, as we said it at the beginning. The programmer nodded and started to control. The minute hand jumped at this point. 21:59. It's coming soon. Fans at the scene held their breath. Even Xia Yangkai stared at the big screen without daring to blink. The voting is very intense, and it changes almost every second. Lu Ningsheng was also very nervous. Now let's count down by dozens. 10, 9, 3, 2, 1. Please watch the big screen. The second hand clicks. The numbers on the dial finally changed to 2200 hours. The screen stopped flashing the trainee's photo, and a name and a string of numbers appeared. This is the final ranking. Number 1 Xiaoyu 783-721-9341. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 172. Thank you. Congratulations to Xiaoyu for his debut in Sea Fault. Billions of votes, thank you for your worth. But the fans didn't get excited for long because the second place followed. Number 2 Road Tired 2239183771. Number 3 Yekinja 2219283332. Number 4 Suziun 19810287. Number 10 Shia 14819027. Seeing this ranking, Sci-Fi's expression froze, and the fingers holding the cup tightened little by little. She turned her head calmly and looked at the director and planner behind the scenes. The planner and the director didn't dare to look at her at all, and lowered their hands weakly. After the final ranking came out, the fans exploded directly. Those at the scene stood up excitedly. If it wasn't for the security guards to stop them, I'm afraid they would rush to the stage directly. The result was far beyond the expectations of all the viewers who had been chasing after it. Shady, shady, shady. Are you kidding me? You was still in the 5th row 10 minutes ago, now it's 10th. When I am blind. The ticket is exchanged, card slot exchange, after chasing for so long, you gave me this? Su Ziun has also been replaced, he should be 2nd, how did he go to 4th? I'm mad there are 6 people in Teacher C's class, and all 4 of them have lost their tickets. Xiao Suza didn't make the top 3, and Xiu didn't make it to the Taoist position. Card slot exchange is indeed a common method used by talent shows. First of all, the investor will inevitably communicate with the trainee's company, and the two sides will exchange certain resources to exchange for the position. Xiu and the other 2 trainees were replaced. Either the company took better resources to support its other artists, or you just can't get the resources to exchange for the Dao position. The camera was all focused on the stage at this time, and Lin Qingjian didn't have any scruples. She pursed her lips and smiled, and lowered her voice, Mr. Si, didn't you say that all the students in your class are going to debut? 3 of them didn't debut. This time, you lost the bet between us. She had already reminded Si fucking. This kind of draft never looks at the number of votes and audience, but at the company's capital and strength behind the trainees, as well as the relationship with investors. What if Su Ziun's singing and dancing skills have surpassed Lu Yan's? Investors can still change the ranking. Xiu is indeed the 5th position, but who makes his company not strong, can't get more resources, and can't get into the eyes of investors. Si Fu tilted his eyes slightly. She clenched her fingers, made a bone crack, and stood up. Lin Qingjian frowned and said nothing. Hearing a loud bang, Si fucking directly kicked over the instructor's seat. The table was fixed to the ground, and at this moment it fell to the ground in pieces. The water on the table also rolled out. Lin Qingjian's smile froze, and she looked at her in disbelief. What are you doing? You are crazy. This is a live webcast. Today's group night, the number of viewers is as high as 80 million. Even the stars invited in the audience did not dare to relax in their expressions. Anyone who is captured and posted online can be hacked for days and nights. As a dance instructor, how dare Si fucking make such a big noise? What's more, Si fucking's black powder army is so huge that it can rush over with a little trouble. The vocal instructor was also surprised and became anxious. Mr. Si, sit down quickly. Li Jingchen didn't speak, he pursed his lips, obviously not in a good mood. He knew that the ticket had been changed, and the ranking was wrong, but there was really no way. They are just invited mentors, how can they fight with investors? However, such a big movement was broadcast live again, and the whole audience noticed it. Backstage, Su Jingshan did not expect such a thing to happen, he was furious. What is she doing? Why don't you go up and pull her down? This is a live broadcast, Mr. Su. The staff wiped their sweat. We can't use violence in public. Just because it was a live broadcast, she was pulled down. Su Jingshan was very angry. A mentor, you still want to decide whether to choose a debut candidate? Who chose her at that time? All eyes were on Manager Luo. Manager Luo's face was extremely ugly. Su Dong, it's me, but... Before he could finish his words, he was interrupted by Su Jingshan. Is TNL Media unable to control people now? I think you don't want to invest in the next drama. But Su Jingshan also knew that it was too late to pull. Does this Si fucking really want to hang out in the entertainment industry? The scene was dead silent, and the trainees also stayed. Xiu stared blankly at Si fucking, his eyes reddened. Uncle Ninth, it's too much. Yu Tang gritted his teeth angrily. They exchanged tickets. Which investor did it? Uncle Ninth, you bought his company. Yu Xian's eyes were dark. Check. One word made Feng San tremble with fear. and quickly began to act. Ninth uncle, Ching Ching must be heartbroken. Yu Tang worried, but she did this. Yu Zion looked indifferent and gave only 2 words, I'm here. Just under the watchful eyes of everyone, Si fucking walked to the center of the stage. She looked extremely cold at the moment, there was no smile in her brows and eyes, and even her outline was icy cold. Lu Ningshen became anxious and whispered, Mr. Si. Teacher Si. Si fucking didn't respond, picked up the microphone and patted, everyone be quiet. SHH. All eyes on the field were focused on her. Miraculously, the fans at the scene calmed down. There are some things I didn't want to say, but something like this happened, so I'm going to tell you all today. Si fucking raised his head and said word by word, no one can ruin your dreams, no one can do it. The dreams of each of you are precious. As long as you pay and work hard, everyone has a bright future. Why should they be destroyed because of some garbage? You said that when you stand on this stage, you want to shine, to let everyone see your efforts and let everyone witness your growth. You will not disappoint those who like you, and you will not disappoint you. In the future, you have the courage to challenge yourself, you are the most shining stars. The place was silent. They were all shocked by these words. Yu Zion opened her eyes abruptly, her eyes fell on the girl surrounded by the light, and her pupils became dark little by little. Si fucking made me cry. Yeah, why? Why are you destroying them? I do not admit this result, if it is this ranking, the boy group will be disbanded tonight. Smile. Backstage, Su Jingshan was so angry that his fingers trembled, cut off the live broadcast, now. Mr. Su, the consequences of cutting off the live broadcast will be even worse. The staff pursed their lips, and there were 50,000 fans sitting there. Su Jingshan slapped the table angrily, then tell me what to do. There are too many shady secrets in the entertainment industry, too many to count. But there are really few insiders who dare to expose these shady stories, let alone in front of the entire network. Because everyone knows that the entertainment industry is so big, and the relationship network is messy and messy. If it really broke out, it might be able to gain the support of the public opinion, but this circle can't stay any longer, and it may even affect the family. Several investors couldn't understand it, but Si fucking would rather gamble all his future than support a few trainees. Just crazy. Teacher Si. She Yu's lips wriggled for a while, holding back tears, I'm actually nothing, and it's nothing if I don't make a debut. As Si fucking said, he has worked hard, shined, and illuminated some people, and that's enough. Si fucking said coldly, shut your mouth. Is it inappropriate to say that my wife is very at this time? What is inappropriate? Say it out loud. Internal entertainment has Si fucking amazing. Wife rush. You are the disciplinary committee of the entertainment industry. The director didn't expect Si fucking to rush up directly. He looked at the planner blankly, we are now. We can make sure that the microphone is normal. The planner threw the cigarette butt into the ashtray, it's a good boy group, and I don't want to be controlled by the investor. The director sighed, okay, brother, anyway, I've saved enough money over the years, it's a big deal to retire. Just then, there was an exclamation from below. The director hurriedly looked around and saw Xiaoyu slowly taking off the badge and throwing it on the ground. Failed to debut together, this C position, he doesn't want it? He could do something else anyway. How dare you bully my son? Xia Yangkai looked cold, rolled up his sleeves, it's really courting death. She can beat Xiaoyu into a pig's head, but others can't touch Xiaoyu. Yan Yan, the man grabbed her in time, there are too many people, now there are too many people, we will do it in a while. You're right. Xia Yangkai sneered, his finger bones creaked, my hand is itching, and you sent me ahead. After Xiaoyu finished throwing it, Su Ziun also threw the badge on the ground, and stepped on it with his foot, brother Xia, I am with you. Yakinja pursed his lips and took off his badge. There was an uproar. This is the real top 3, the strongest among the 9. The 3 of them quit. What is left of this boy group? They don't want to debut anymore. Su Jingshan laughed angrily. Okay, just right, since they don't want to debut, the resources in the future will be blocked. Block me. He has never been so provoked by several trainees in his life. Really bold. Mr. Siu ignored other sites and walked to fucking, thank you. Su Ziun and the other 4 trainees came over and bowed to fucking at the same time. It's me who should say sorry. Fucking's expression was sloppy. I didn't expect that the people I met were more shameless than each other, which made you feel wronged. Siu shrugged, I don't care. Fans are even more pissed. Who is the investor? It seems to be a fast-moving exercise. Sisters, go and rush this brand now. I'm still wearing their shoes on my feet, I'm taking them off now. The sportswear I ordered on the official website has not been shipped yet, so I returned it. Quickly, a large number of netizens poured into the official website of Speedy Sports, all of whom went to refund the order. Su Jingshan, who was at the scene, didn't know it yet, and was already jumping up and down with anger. I thought it was a talent first draft, but I didn't expect it to be like this. Mel stood up with a contemptuous expression. It seems that it is really difficult for you, Desya, to produce a peerless genius like teacher Yunlin again. Such training the system, what good stars can be produced? What a waste to let him run. Originally, he thought that this Yu was very strong, and it was worth cultivating. Now he doesn't even want to stay one more second at the scene of the group night. Mel's face was cold and he walked away. Lin Qingjian's nails were pinched into the palm of her hand, and the camera was still there, trying her best to restrain her expression. It's fucking again. A good night of forming a group was screwed up by fucking. She had wanted to use Mel to mention her popularity, but now it was ruined. Lin Qingjian took a deep breath, stood up, and showed a smile. Mr. The voting channel has been closed for 10 minutes, and we don't know the changes in the rankings for 10 minutes. Fucking turned his head, his eyes were calm. Lin Qingjian's body froze when she saw it. Mr. It's not someone else who ruined these trainees, it's you. Did you make them quit the boy band just by relying on your belief in their hearts? Will there be no company to sign them, and they won't have the chance to go on stage again in the future? Is this what you want to see? Lin Qingjian, are you sick? Are you blind, Lin Qingjian, or do you have an affair with an investor? For the men's team selected in this way, it can be seen that the resources will be unfairly distributed in the future. What's wrong with withdrawing? After retreating, Brother Xie is still top-notch. Su Jingshan felt a little better when he heard it. This person, give her more resources when the time comes. When Lin Qingjian was about to say something, a calm voice sounded, they really don't need to sign other companies, I will sign them. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 173. The whole place was silent again. Su Jingshan finally breathed a sigh of relief and became angry again. Who is that? Manager Luo was stunned. Su Dong, Su Yang, it's Su Yang. A tall and slender figure came up from the side stairs, walked to the center and took off his mask. The first top stream in the Daxia music circle. Su Yang. The fans were so shocked that they couldn't even make a sound. Su Yang deliberately did not have eye contact with fucking, but faced the audience and said lightly, I like today's performance very much, but I am very dissatisfied with the result today, very dissatisfied. He turned his head again, looked at Xiaoyu and others, and smiled lightly. It happens that my studio is recruiting people. I came up to ask if you are interested in forming a new men's group and joining my studio. The fans finally recovered. God-soo. Sure enough, it was God-soo. He had a dark experience before, and he stood up and spoke. I heard that someone helped him at that time. The predecessors followed him, and he followed the descendants. He was so gentle. Ninth uncle, someone is ahead of you. Yu Tang became anxious. Kush, hurry. Don't let Ching Ching be kidnapped by others. The corner of Feng San's mouth twitched. Miss Yutang, Ju Ji has already been rushed over at the fastest speed. You let people take a breath. Who? Yutang snorted dissatisfiedly. Can there still be a scene with God-soo? Yu Zian glanced at her and said calmly, Grain. Yutang was stunned. Before she could react, another voice sounded, with a bit of panting. Xie, Mr. Xie Yu, please, are you interested in joining Glenn? All eyes were on the gate of the synagogue. The planner was stunned and pushed the director. Quick, give the camera. It was a blond man, in his early 30s, very young. After taking a breath, he walked towards the stage. Excuse me. The blond man took out his business card and handed it to Xie Yu. I'm Rhodes Rig, and I'm here to invite you into Glenn. He looked at Su Ziun again, and Mr. Su, I will also allocate resources for you guys. You can act or sing if you want. Rosrig. This name is much louder than Mel Bryan. Almost at the moment when the camera gave him a close-up, the barrage exploded. Rhodes. He has made a series of movies, a total of 3 films, all 3 of which are in the top 10 at the global box office, and a director who is on par with Chu Lingyun. You can actually see him here. Wait, I heard right. Where did you invite Brother Xie to go? Roz came to invite in person. I must be in the wrong channel. Before Xie Yu could speak, Su Yang said first, you will develop better if you go to Glenn. Xie Yu thought for a while. Okay, I'll be with you. I won't go to Glenn. Su Ziun smiled. I still like to sing and dance, just follow Su Shen. Several other trainees also nodded. Okay, that's fine. Rhodes gasped and muttered to himself, fortunately someone came, or I'd be dead. When he received Yu Zian's call, he was still in the next city. He thought that he would not be able to make it, but a private plane started directly, and it took 15 minutes to deliver him. He had never seen such a plane and driving method. Just like driving a fighter jet, I don't know where the aircraft was produced, and it flew out with a swoosh. As a result, he just got off the plane and experienced another drag racing. The speed is the passion, and it almost cost him his life. Others didn't hear it, and Xie Yu's ear power naturally caught it all clearly. He glanced at Sci-fi, but was surprised to see her. Who else is there? Have the ability to invite Rhodes? Xie Yang Kaiukan naturally, but not so fast. Xie Yu's eyes wandered off the stage. On the other side, Chu Lingyun grabbed Gu Wenzu, who was about to get up. Teacher, you don't have to go up. Look at Rhodes. You are a designer, not as good as other directors. Gu Wenzu was even more furious. Go away. Then why don't you go up? I don't have a book right now. Chu Lingyun only felt wronged. Rhodes is casting for the next movie, and if he chooses, it will be an international star. It's definitely better than following me. Gu Wenzu heard this, but his anger did not disappear. He also hated this kind of shady the most in his life. The family burst into laughter. Don't thank you, someone wants it. Glenn, do you hear it? Laughing to death. Some investors are probably going to be mad. I guess they didn't change Brother Xie's ticket because they couldn't do it too clearly, or they wanted to win over Brother Xie. It's all right now, your tricks have been exposed, and Brother Xie also going to Glenn. Brother Xie entered Glenn. Although he was only invited, he was also the first person in Neo. Over the years I was waiting for the sour chickens to jump. The more you jump, the happier I am. Lu Yan was really about to jump up. He simply couldn't believe it. Besides Mel, How come there are people from Glen? Or a big director like Rhodes? Why was Xiaoyu so lucky to be invited into Glen? Su Ziyun really didn't know what to do, so Glen didn't go. Lu Yan clenched his fists and stared at Xiaoyu, with blue veins on his forehead. He knew that he had lost completely this time. Xiaoyu entered Glen, so the Lu family would not be able to intervene. Then you follow me. Su Yang stretched out his hand and patted Ye Qinju on the shoulder. Come along too. Lu Yan watched as Su Yang passed him and walked towards the other trainees with clean rankings. Didn't even look at him. Today's group night, Lu Yan and the two trainees who were stuffed into the group by investors turned into a joke. Su Jingshan doesn't know much about the film and television industry, but he has heard of Rhodes Riggs' name. International director. No matter how conceited Su Jingshan is, he is still not confident enough to be able to enter the world. He knows that today's result is powerless. Director Glenn personally came to sign the investment source, which brokerage company would refuse. Lin Qingjian was even more embarrassed, her face was burning with pain. She just finished saying that Sci-fi had ruined the future of Xiaoyu and others, and Su Yang and Rhodes had both arrived before a second. It was clearly hitting her face. Lin Qingjian took a deep breath, wanting to end the night quickly. But Sci-fi suddenly turned her head, her fox eyes rolled up, and she smiled. You said the number of votes is normal, right? Lin Qingjian had a bad feeling in her heart and pursed her lips. Of course, so many people are watching. Well, good. Sci-fi's expression was sloppy. Then take a look and see if you can still say such a thing. Lin Qingjian was stunned for a moment, and before she turned her head, there was already an exclamation from the audience. She vaguely heard the fans shouting the words real votes, and her expression changed. Lin Qingjian turned around. The names and votes of the trainees were still on the screen, but the numbers were completely different. Number 1 Xiaoyu 883-721-9341. Number 2 Su Ziyun 110-810-2837. Number 3 Ye Qinju 9192833324. Number 4 Xiu 9012183441. Lu Yan dropped directly to 6th. Damn, I thought they had a little conscience and didn't move Brother Xie's vote, but they overwhelmed you so much. Xiaoyu is really strong, and the votes are still faulty. No wonder Ross came over in person. Xiu 4th, it's amazing. No one cares why the number of votes is suddenly normal. Humph, according to my guesses after watching the movie for many years, it may be that a certain show fan is a big hacker, who can't stand it and black out the backstage. Nice job. Lin Qingjian is really disgusting, probably just to hug the investor's thigh. How can such a person be worthy of being a mentor? Let's not talk about brothers. Today is really cool for me. This is the Jedi counterattack, turning the tide against the wind. Sci-fi is awesome. Fans all know that without Sci-fi, they can only accept the ranking agreed by the investment. The event ended successfully, and the fans cried with joy, hugged each other and cheered. Backstage, Su Jingshan's head was about to explode. Can't you control the number of votes in the backstage? I raised a group of rice buckets. The programmer stammered, Su Dong, I don't know what's going on, the computer just got stuck, and the mouse couldn't move. After I restarted, the real votes in the background came out. It was almost time for them to be unresponsive, and the number of votes at the front desk had changed. It's too late to change. Su Jingshan's face was gloomy. Okay, very good. No one had ever hit him in the face like that. Make a mess of the projects he's invested in. Sci-fi, right? I don't want this person anymore, just kill me. Su Jingshan said coldly. She's still a traffic idol, why does it take so much trouble? Actors are not, singers are not, and there is no mainstream award, so what can be done with beauty? After a few years, the audience will forget, who will know how she died. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 174. Su Jingshan breathed a sigh of relief and looked at Manager Luo. Are you okay? No, no, Manager Luo said hurriedly, it's the best thing you can do. She should have been cured a long time ago. It's just good luck, and she will always be saved. Humiliating Xia made Si fucking avoid it. Manager Luo couldn't think of any other good way. Then quickly find someone to do it. Su Jingshan's voice was even colder. Let me know tomorrow that she is gone, understand? The special assistant wiped his sweat. Yes, Su Dong, that road hates them. Let the Lu family take care of it. Su Jingshan's face was ashen. If he is extremely powerful, would he still need to exchange tickets? It's better now, and I'll be ripped into the water. Yes, yes, the special assistant responded again and again. I'll tell the Lu family right now. The night of the group came to an end. There was no 9-member boy group. Xia Yu, Si, went to Glen, and Su Ziun, Ye Qinju, and a few others settled on a group and followed Su Yang. Many brands want to cooperate with Su Yang, and with the resources promised by Rhodes, Su Ziun's future career will definitely not be bad. This is the best result in the eyes of fans, who are all running around on the internet to tell each other, and the whole world celebrates. The network was even down for 20 minutes. Once recovered, countless entries jumped out. Hashtag SI fucking, member of internal entertainment discipline. Hashtag SI fucking, I want you to realize your dreams. Hashtag youth group night. Hashtag CIUC fault debut. Hashtag ticket exchange. Hashtag grand. Hashtag Su Yang. Hashtag tonight is a rare spectacle. The top 10 Weibo accounts are all occupied by youth, followed by a burst. I am a fan of SI fucking today, and her words really touched my heart. If my cub met SI fucking at that time, it would not be hidden today. How can there be such a good mentor? Woo woo woo. Is there the next variety show for Ching Ching Bao? Movies too. If you don't have this woman, you'll be invisible, you won't even post selfies, damn it. Gossip, there seems to be a variety show, which is live. Wait. Outside the synagogue. The fans were still around, but in an orderly manner. Si fucking and Xia Yu went out through the back door together, and Xia Yang Kaiu in the audience stuffed a bottle of juice in the middle. She happened to be thirsty too, so she drenched it ton. Then, before taking a few steps, she felt something was wrong. Su Ziun was stunned when she saw the blush on her face. Mr. Si, have you been drinking? Ah, Si fucking looked at the juice bottle carefully, and there was indeed alcohol in the ingredient list. Done, egg. You guys, stay away from me. Si fucking was expressionless, or you'll be injured in a while. Although Su Ziun was puzzled, he hurriedly complied. Xia Yu bent down and picked up the juice bottle, eyebrows raised. This is a juice that evolutionaries often drink. Can replenish energy in time. Ordinary people can also get fit by drinking it. Master Si can't drink, Xia Yu said. I'll call you a car. Where do you live? Or go to my mother's place. You can't drink. Su Yang turned around and frowned. You still go? Going to the bar to sing? Stay away from me. Si fucking squatted down holding his head, shrinking into a small ball. Leave me alone, walk away. Su Ziun said blankly, Mr. Si must be drunk. What kind of alcohol is this? Su Yang sighed, I remember her current address and send her home. Xia Yu nodded, okay, I have something to do, go first, and call me when you get there. I don't know why the hum started calling him in a killing chain. He has to hurry or it's mixed doubles. Su Yang stretched out his hand to pull Si fucking up. But she was slapped away, go away, don't pull the radish. Su Yang. Su Ziun covered his eyes, I didn't see anything. After several attempts, Su Yang was unable to reach Si fucking. It can't go on like this. Su Ziun scratched his head. Shensu, look at teacher Si here, I'll go over there and find 2 female staff members. Su Yang nodded. Su Ziun ran away immediately. Su Yang squatted down. Sister, can you wake up a bit? You are not a radish but a human. Si fucking still didn't move. Su Yang was completely convinced, and was about to call someone to deliver sober soup. A soft voice sounded. Give her to me. Su Yang looked up. Under the streetlights, the man wore a gray suit jacket with a meticulous white shirt and tie. The complexion is handsome, noble, and rebellious. This time, he was standing, with long legs and strong legs. More pressure. Su Yang's eyes changed. Your legs. Will his sister be deceived? Yu Zion didn't speak, just stepped forward. Su Yang pursed his lips and backed away. Si fucking noticed that someone was approaching, and stretched out his hand again to slap the person away, but the next second he was held. Yu Zion whispered, be obedient. Su Yang's expression changed slightly. Si fucking strength is very strong, this man actually. Only then did Yu Zion steadily take her into his arms, nodding in greeting, thank you. Su Yang watched him put Si fucking back on his back, and left without rushing. Su Ziun finally ran back and saw no one. Hey, what about teacher Si? Su Yang was in a bad mood. I was picked up by a liar. Su Ziun. Ahead, the street lights gradually diminished. In the daze, Si fucking only saw a phantom. Who are you? She reached out and scratched the man's hair, and poked him in the face again. Finally, his hand slid down and touched his abdominal muscles, his expression suddenly condensed. This touch. Si fucking quickly withdrew his hand. Boss, I didn't mean to. Yu Zion kept walking. Are you awake? Si fucking's head sank and he was very distressed. Why do you carry the radish on your back? Are you a big white rabbit? Yu Zion's expression stopped. He still didn't seem to wake up. It is also possible to know people by touch. There are no people on this road, and the fans are concentrated on the road of the front door. Occasionally passers-by looked over curiously, but the light was too dim to see their faces. After an unknown amount of time, Si fucking suddenly called out, Boss. How are you? Except for my sister, you are the first person to carry me, how can you be so good? Yu Zion's eyes were calm. You are drunk. There are not many people who say he is a tyrant, and he has more blood on his hands. He stops fighting by fighting and killing by killing. Never been a good person. Hello, you're really good, you're carrying me, only my elder sister, but my elder sister is no longer there. Si fucking's voice became lower and lower. She grabbed his shirt tightly with one hand, and whispered. Choked, she's gone. Nobody is there anymore. Since then, no one will bandage her wounds when she is injured. And no one would teach her how to behave. No one will fight alongside her. Yu Zion's expression moved slightly. Your sister. He trusted her, so he never checked her. The Zhou family was just the family that adopted her, not her biological parents. But he also knew that her sister had nothing to do with the Zhou family. Who was it and when was it gone? Well, sister Si fucking buried it on his shoulder. You said, how could she become a small box when she is so big? Tears rolled down, soaking the clothes. Is hot. Yu Zion's footsteps finally stopped. He turned his head slowly, took out a tissue from his suit pocket with one free hand, and wiped the tears from her face little by little. She's gone, she'll die in front of me. Si fucking's tears were still falling, as if caught in a nightmare. Everyone is gone, gone. He had to continue wiping her. After a long silence, Yu Zion sighed and said, I'm here. And did not respond. The girl's chin was on his shoulder, her head was completely sunk, and she had apparently fallen asleep. Her breathing was steady, falling on his neck, bringing a slight numbness. Uzion frowns slightly. He rarely sees her like this. Fragile and shattered like glass. Fragile is very strong. What happened again? He narrowed his eyes slightly and continued to walk forward. After arriving at the parking lot, Sci-fi was still asleep, with a soft face. Uzion's footsteps stopped together. There were rapid footsteps. In the parking lot with only a few streetlights, a group of burly men with maces appeared. This is the bodyguard sent by Su Jingshan. It's her. The leading bodyguard glanced at the photo. What Dong Su asked, just do it, and throw the body into the sea. Linkhung is close to the sea, which is very convenient. But who is this man? The patron of Sci-fi? Before the leading bodyguard spoke again, Uzion turned around. He hugged the girl again in his arms, and after protecting it, he slowly raised his eyes. How bold! After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 175. Buzz. The coercion belonging to Emperor Yin was fully released at this moment, and the sense of oppression was overwhelming. More than a dozen bodyguards only felt a momentary difficulty breathing. Immediately afterwards, both knees fell to the ground uncontrollably. Plop, plop dash. The bodyguards fell to the ground one by one, and passed out directly. Some even vomited blood. During the reign of Emperor Yin, all directions worshipped. It was never just a few words in the history books. That's true power supremacy. No one dared to disagree. Emperor Yin has an army of millions, but he himself is the god of war, only strong but not weak. Ninth brother, at this time, Feng San brought Yu Tang over. When he saw the people lying on the ground, his expression froze, and he took a deep breath. These people. Uzion's tone was cool and emotionless. I've cleaned up. It was the first time Yu Tang saw such a scene, and she was genuinely taken aback. Ninth uncle, they're not going to assassinate Ching Ching, right? Yeah. Uzion bent over and put Sci-fi in the back seat. Go back first. Yu Tang stepped forward cautiously and found that none of the bodyguards responded, so he stretched out his foot and kicked a dozen times. What a shame. Those people in the entertainment industry are so shameless. Bah. Feng San watched helplessly as the bodyguards' faces were kicked crookedly by Yu Tang. Wait, Yu Tang suddenly reacted and exclaimed, just now, Uncle Ninth was holding Ching Ching. Feng San immediately covered her mouth with a serious expression. Miss Yu Tang, don't say anything about the fact that Brother Ju can stand up, including Mr. Yu Kishan. There are too many people staring at Uzion. Admittedly not a threat, but troublesome is also an eyesore. Don't worry, Yu Tang hummed, I'm not stupid, I won't let others get in the way of Ninth uncle. She wants to buy more time together for her fateful CP. Yu Tang took a picture quietly, and after repairing the picture satisfactorily, he saved a copy to his phone and a cloud disk. Then he went to Weibo, touched Sci-fi super words, and made a post with a crackle. The #1 CP fan of Selfish Desires, sisters, talking about something makes me mad. I just saw someone following Ching Ching, who is a fast-moving person. Fortunately, King King's friend appeared in time, otherwise Ching Ching would have to badly beaten. As soon as this post went out, the super talk went viral. Don't say it, I'm going to speed up the exercise tonight, the stock price of this company must be dropped for me. It is unforgivable to harm my wife. Wait, sister, your name, private, SI, is Ching Ching, who is you? Where did the CP come from? Has baby Ching Ching ever been in contact with a star with this word? Oh, the wife is the one on top, then it's no problem. What's your focus upstairs? Ching Ching is the one on top? Uncle Ju still can't do it? Yu Tang thought hard for a while. It's time for her to check it out. The next day, the sun was hot, the wind blew open the curtains, and the room was illuminated with gold. On the bed, Si fucking suddenly opened his eyes and jumped out of bed. After landing on both feet, she jumped a few times before regaining full consciousness. Is her room? Si fucking recalled what happened last night and found that her memory was somewhat fragmented. She only remembered that she drank a bottle of juice that Xia Yangkai gave her, and then seemed to be drunk. Later, she seemed to be pulling radishes, and then she dreamed of turning the tide at night, and she had no impression of what happened next. So how did she get back? Si fucking patted his face, washed quickly, changed his clothes and went downstairs. There was a bowl of porridge on the dining table, still steaming, with a fruit platter next to it. Boss, Tang Tang Si fucking came over, who brought me back yesterday? I really shouldn't drink alcoholic beverages. Ching ching, ninth uncle brought you back yesterday. Yu Tang lowered her voice. I see that ninth uncle's clothes are all wet, what have you done? Si fucking almost broke the bowl and looked at the slender man beside him. Clothes, wet. She also wants to know what to do. Did you vomit? Yu Zian put down the newspaper, her voice was neither happy nor angry. Yu Tang. Yu Tang left immediately. Boss, I'll do the laundry for you. Si fucking felt very guilty and immediately apologized. I'm sorry, but my wine is really bad. I didn't hit you, did I? She used to drink too. But after drinking, the entire division will suffer. Then the senior brother and the second senior brother firmly established the iron rule of ninth junior sister can't drink. From now on, whether at parties or at other times, there will never be a drop of alcohol. She doesn't even have the right to eat beer duck. Yu Zian raised her head and smiled. You mean I'm weak? Absolutely not. Si fucking was righteous and stern. The main reason is that my wine is not good, and my actions are not honest. I really can't bear to hurt a hair of your boss. It's quite dishonest, Yu Zian said lightly. Kick the quilt while sleeping. Si fucking. What a social death scene this is. When did she fall asleep in front of her boss again? Okay, you were quite quiet yesterday, Yu Zian sighed. I didn't lie, I just fell asleep crying. Si fucking was stunned. I'm sorry. No wonder she dreamed of turning the tide at night. Why are you apologizing to me? Yu Zian's voice was warm. It should be that I noticed that the staff was not timely and did not ease your mood. Si fucking was startled again, and was about to speak when a carefree voice came. Ninth brother, those few last night. Yu Zian raised her head. The light amber eyes were filled with deep prestige. Canyon's expression changed, and he quickly changed his words. I killed those chickens last night. I'm here to deliver fried chicken to Miss Si. Si fucking's eyes lit up. Fried chicken. Her favorite. It's not advisable to eat such greasy food in the morning. Yu Zian raised her head. Fruit and hot porridge will do. Okay, Canyon said decisively, then I and Feng share 3 meals together. He was so curious in the group yesterday that he came over from Machin that night. It happened that Feng San was dealing with someone who was restless. Canyoning is completely incomprehensible. In the end, who is so courageous, dare to do something to this Miss Si? Si fucking, who saw the fried chicken quickly leave him. Forget it, she wet her boss's shirt from crying yesterday. Condition a little over the past few days. Take a little more rest today. Yu Zian looked at her. You have to catch a flight tomorrow morning. Si fucking remembered that the assistant director signed her and only gave her a day off. The fist suddenly became hard. After Si fucking finished his porridge, he took out his mobile phone to watch the news. Tisk, the stock of Speedy Sports has dropped by 8 points. Before the broadcast of the night of the group, because it is an investor, the stock of Speedy Sports has been rising again. Now it's straight back to the prototype. Si fucking took a bite of the apple. Boss, what I said yesterday. Well said. Yu Zian interrupted her with a smile. Everyone has a dream, and it shouldn't be destroyed. Si fucking blinked. Then what is your dream, boss? Yu Zian's expression froze. and her eyes fell out of the window. Outside, there are row upon row of high-rise buildings, and the streets are full of traffic and bustling. The sound of children's frolic came, mixed with the chirping of birds. Everything is quiet and beautiful. The mountains and rivers are peaceful, and the prosperous times are stable. He lowered his eyes and smiled lightly. It has been realized. That's it. Sci-fi sighed while holding his chin. It seemed she had to find another way to repay her boss. The group night is still being discussed online, and the popularity is only increasing. The Weibo of Luyan and the other two trainees has been ridiculed many times. And Lin Qingjian was nailed to the pillar of shame because she added drama to herself. Her followers dropped straight from 9 million to 6 million. All that was lost was live powder. The rest are zombie fans bought to look good in numbers, which are useless at all. Her message column is also full of private messages and comments from fans, and the former fans are calling her unworthy to be a mentor. Lin Qingjian's hands were shaking, and the more she looked, the more frightened she became. What's the matter? Sci-fi ruined the group night of youth, and the speed movement did not show any expression. Still not banning Sci-fi and expelling him from the entertainment industry? What about Lu Yan's family? Youth failed to form a group, and the powerful trainees all got connected with Glenn. Can Lu Yan's family survive? Lin Qingjian pursed her lips, her eyes gloomy. It seemed that she was the only one who could do it. She took out her phone and pressed a few numbers to go out. Hey, yes, she definitely has plastic surgery for the revelations related to Sci-fi. Lin Qingjian said, I sent you all the information. Yes, I don't want money, I just can't stand Sci-fi. Sci-fi won't be able to get along in this entertainment industry. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 176. After hanging up the phone, Lin Qingjian let out a slow sigh and finally showed a smile. Soon, Sci-fi will disappear from the entertainment industry. Although she has black material, it doesn't hurt to be dug out. Youth will be forgotten in a few days. Lin Qingjian also knew how to show weakness. As long as she pushes all the responsibilities away. But Sci-fi was different. Sci-fi relies on the so-called Daxiaxinyan to attract so many fans. If fans knew that Sci-fi's face was fake, would they still like it? Of course not. This time she was completely prepared, absolutely foolproof. The other side. Hotel. Xia Yangqiu sat on the sofa and folded his arms. Tell me, where did the clothes come from? Xia Yu stood in front of her with the dance clothes he wore last night on the bed. I didn't see it carefully under the stage, but when it got closer, with Xia Yangqiu's eyesight, I could see at a glance that this was Ian's core design. Still her favorite style. Xia Yangqiu is usually busy dealing with supernatural events all over the country, so he only has a hobby like pursuing fashion. All of her clothes were made by Lan, so she knew exactly what Ian's design was like. Xia Yu opened his eyes and said, nonsense, the program team gave it. Given by the show crew. Xia Yangqiu clapped his hand on the glass coffee table. Do you think your mother is stupid? If the show crew gave you this dress, would you still be voted down? Mom, this is not home, don't smash other people's things, Xia Yu said in a leisurely tone. It was really given by the show team, could it be that I bought it? Can you buy it? Xia Yangqiu sneered. I can't buy it and you still want to buy it. Xia Yu. This dress is confiscated. Xia Yangqiu put away the dance clothes indifferently. Don't even think about wearing it even if I offer it to you. Sure, Xia Yu nodded. You offer it? I think this material is quite valuable. It's okay if you don't beat me for a year. Xia Yangqiu ignored him directly. I'll go shopping in Qingqing Kaihua. What SI fucking said yesterday also shocked her. An 18-year-old girl has such courage. It's really rare. Xia Yangkai began to think about how to turn SI fucking back. She glanced at Xia Yu and looked away in disgust. It's not enough to be a daughter-in-law. She sees if there is any other way. Son, what is this speed running exercise? Xia Yangkai frowned. I see someone in the super talk saying that the speed running exercise is not good for Ching Ching. Huh? Xia Yu narrowed his eyes. It's my biggest investor in this draft. The biggest? Xia Yangkai raised his head. How much? 1 billion. Rubbish. Xia Yu. This fast-moving campaign, let your dad buy it, Xia Yangkai said. 1 billion people dare to be arrogant here, it's shameful. She continued to write super chat posts, laughing a few times from time to time. Xia Yu, don't overdo it. Really humming crazy. Xia Yu was about to leave when he suddenly heard a click sound. He looked back and saw that the glass coffee table was still broken under Ms. Xia's hands. Xia Yu was acutely aware that something was wrong. Mom, what did you see? See for yourself, Xia Yangkai laughed. Where is the news that Ching Ching has plastic surgery? Xia Yu took it and took a look. It is a new hot search, hanging in a high position. Hashtag Sci-fi Ching plastic surgery hashtag. One click in, it is a pinned marketing account Weibo. Let's take a look at SI fucking 2 years ago, and then look at SI fucking now. Can't you just change your head? Lianmei Plastic Surgery Hospital welcomes everyone. Everyone can have a beautiful face. 3 photos are attached below the Weibo. One of them was an operation confirmation letter with SI fucking signature on it. The popularity of the group night was high, and this Weibo brought SI fucking's name again, and the number of views went up in a flash. No, who is this fat man, so ugly? This is SI fucking 2 years ago. Nope, kinda disgusting. Can't he lose weight? It has to be plastic surgery. Are you blind? Ching Ching was ill at the time and had been given hormones, so she gained weight. What plastic surgery? Spam marketing account, and reported it. You can't change your face even if you lose weight. It's clearly 2 people. I just said how could you have such a perfect face? It turned out to be an artificial silicone face. The mooses are on the front line of anti-black, but there are many navy and black fans who are commenting, and a melee started. The usual way of pulling and stepping in the entertainment industry. Xia Yu read it. It's not a big deal, but there are people who are really playing tricks. Isn't this a big deal? Xia Yangkai resisted the urge to pat the table. To question Ching Ching is to question me. This plastic surgery hospital doesn't need to be acquired, it will go bankrupt. Xia Yu. He needs to pity his dad. I went to Ching Ching. Xia Yangkai picked up the bag. You can do whatever you want. Tisk, I may have picked it up. Xia Yu shrugged, and went out to look for his father. There was such a big uproar on the internet, SI fucking naturally knew, and she also received a call from Ling Feng. She wasn't angry, but found it interesting. Which hospital is it that blows your level so high? Miss SI, we are already collecting evidence. Ling Feng frowned. You just gained weight for a year because of being sick, and there are pictures of you as a child. The problem lies in the operation confirmation letter. Forged signature. SI fucking casually said, but it does look like a professional. She didn't actually gain weight that year because of illness. It's because the luck was plundered. Yes, we can sue him for spreading rumors. Ling Feng nodded. Miss SI has been very tired these days. I still have full authority to handle this matter. I have almost finished collecting the documents for the termination of the contract. SI fucking hummed, thank you for your hard work. She ended the call and turned her head. Boss, I'm going out, and I won't be back for dinner at noon. Yu Zion raised her eyes. Pay attention to safety. SI fucking waved his hand out. Yu Zion got up, walked to the window, and answered the phone. The person on the other end of the phone was extremely respectful. Mr. Yu, Our people will soon arrive at the headquarters of the Speedy movement. Everything is waiting for your orders. Yu Zion said lightly, according to the rules, the plastic surgery hospital will also be dealt with. There is a lot of noise online. Even people in the fan circle know that this is a deliberate method by other artists to suppress SI fucking, but passers-by don't care, so it does affect some passers-by fans. This is the Daxia Shinyan, don't insult these 4 words. I still want to fan it, forget it. It's really as fat as a pig, so ugly. Lin Qingjian felt a lot better after reading these comments. The signature was forged by a professional she found, and the timeline matched the 2 years when SI fucking went abroad, and there was no way to check it. Lin Qingjian finished the last sip of coffee and left the cafe. As he was walking, he met an old man. The old man had apparently just come out of the house and was still wearing a mask. Lin Qingjian also glanced at it casually, and didn't care much at first. But after 2 steps, she felt more and more that the old man was very familiar, and she seemed to have seen it somewhere. Suddenly, Lin Qingjian's eyes widened. Isn't that the godfather of fashion, Gu Wenzu? Gu Wenzu has a weird temper, and few people can get into his eyes. In front of him, Glen's best actor and actress are also extremely respected. Every piece of clothes he designs can cause a new international trend. Number 1 in the fashion industry, well deserved. Gu Wenzu is actually in the Daxia Empire. Lin Qingjian's expression became excited, and she immediately turned around and followed. Mel was actually not familiar with her, let alone giving her any resources. But Gu Wenzu was different. It was absolute luck for her to meet him by chance. If Gu Wenzu was really chosen as a model and broke into Glen, wouldn't she be able to become the next Yunlin? Maybe the right hand of God will also come out to design clothes for her. Lin Qingjian's heart was pounding, and her steps quickened. But Gu Wenzu's steps are also very vigorous, not like a 70-year-old old man at all. Lin Qingjian didn't dare to follow too closely. Until the next corner, Gu Wenzu finally stopped. Lin Qingjian took a breath and was about to step forward. As soon as he looked up, he saw another person in front of Gu Wenzu. The girl wore a baseball cap and covered her forehead slightly. But this 360-degree face has no dead ends, only SI fucking. Lin Qingjian frowned. SI fucking also recognized Gu Wenzu. You're all caught up in a plastic surgery scandal, how dare you so blatantly dangle on the street? But she had to admit that SI fucking's face had no flaws. If Gu Wenzu is confused. Excuse me, Mr. Ancient, her face. Lin Qingjian took 2 steps forward, and as soon as she spoke softly, she heard Gu Wenzu ask SI fucking, Alan, your talent show is over, and the Glen Awards in June, are you going? The vest fell off guard 2333. 12 more, the liver is gone. Come to a monthly pass and we will continue to make an appointment. Send us dump baby last month's vote list. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 177. Hearing this sentence, Si Fu tilted his head, turned the brim of his hat to one side, and wore it diagonally. Her brows became clearer in the pale golden sunlight, and her eyelashes were long. The beauty is a little thrilling, but the expression is sloppy. She said lazily, I'm not free, I'm recording the show, so I won't go. Okay, I think you won't go either. Gu Wenzu sighed, I didn't say that, why do you have to win another Glen Award? When Lingyun's book is finished, and the 2 of you join forces, I am very relieved, you will get it in the next year at the latest. Si fucking nodded, sure, you really don't miss the time when you squeeze me. Lin Qingjian on the side was completely sluggish, her ears were buzzing. Glen Awards ceremony. Chu Lingyun. Each of these names are international heavyweights. Chu Lingyun is a rare person who is recognized by the Western continent. The Western continent has always been strong. To Yunlan and Chu Lingyun, they were very respectful and adored. But it doesn't prevent them from looking down on other big summer stars. The last time Lin Qingjian went to the red carpet, she was scolded mercilessly. Fortunately, she was out of the camera, otherwise her face would be lost. Chu Lingyun and Yunlan have achieved each other. When Yunlan won the award, Chu Lingyun also won 2 Best Director awards. No one wants to make Chu Lingyun's movie and become the next Chu girl. But after Yunlan died, Chu Lingyun never made a movie again, but it did not hinder his status. Let Chu Lingyun prepare the script specially. Lin Qingjian only felt that her voice was not her own, her pupils were shrinking. You. Teacher, I told you to pay attention. Held Gu Wenzu's shoulders, pulled him behind him, and said lightly, don't be followed, I don't know yet. Teacher. This title made Lin Qingjian's legs go weak and almost fell. Even though Gu Wenzu is called a teacher, who is Lin Qingjian's expression was pale, her tone became sharper, and her breathing was rapid. You. Gu Wenzu was all about his beloved disciple, and really didn't pay attention to Lin Qingjian. Seeing it now, he frowned. Alan, isn't this the dance instructor of your show? He was impressed by yesterday's group night. In addition to the amazing performance of Xiaoyu's group, there is also the final ticket exchange. He was almost so angry that he beat Chu Lingyun. Of the 4 mentors, only stood up. This is his student. He has always been proud of her. But in the blink of an eye, Gu Wenzu was shocked. She won't tell you about you, right? I'll invite the 0 person now. Although 0 and T18 are the 2 major intelligence agencies in the world, Gu Wenzu still trusts 0 more. During the kidnapping again, he accidentally learned that 0's chief was from Daxia. As for the T18, it's not so clear. It's okay, I let her know. Do you think she dares? Hugged his arms. Should you say she can? Why don't I dare? Under extreme fear and shock, Lin Qingjian spoke swiftly instead, holding her mobile phone with a frantic face. I'll go online and say it now. Okay, I'm not only Yunlan, I'm also her designer. That's the name of the 2nd middle school you took. The right hand of God. Was very interested. Go and talk. Lin Qingjian shook her hands, took a step back, and said, You are a lunatic. Lunatic. When was in the program group, his words were always out of tune. She didn't believe it at all. Sci's resume and background in the entertainment industry are clear, and there is at most 1 Zhou family. It's just that Sci's luck is really good, and he can get out of it every time. Even on the night of the group formation last night, someone came out to help her. But she couldn't understand why Sci was Yunlan. What level of character is Yunlan? Her achievements have long surpassed that of any film actor, and she won the Glenn Lifetime Achievement Award at the age of 22. She is the person who was included in the film History by Glenn. Before her, the youngest winner was an actor in the Principality of Miston, who was 30 years old and was already known as a peerless genius. As long as Yunlan waved her hand, her fans would come from all over the world to support her. In those 4 years in the international film and television industry, no one could compete with her. Yunlan is also handsome, but she looks completely different from Sci. What exactly is going on? With Lin Qingjian's IQ, it was completely unexpected, but she had to believe it. Who can pull Gu Wenzu to act? Of course she couldn't say it. Others will treat her as a fool, even if someone believes it. Isn't that just to help Sci? She won't, absolutely won't. When Alan was in the film world, you were still playing in the mud, intriguing all day long. What? Gu Wenzu always showed no mercy. Although your brain and intestines are similar in size, you don't need to stuff them inside. So much rubbish. Lin Qingjian's lips trembled, and the blood on her face quickly disappeared. Being reprimanded by Gu Wenzu like this, she didn't have the face to stay any longer, she turned around and ran away. But she couldn't leave. He pinched his shoulders, the pain came, and he couldn't move. A low laughter fell from behind, casually, I let you listen, but I didn't let you go. Si fucking, what else are you dissatisfied with? Lin Qingjian's voice was trembling, she just felt breathless, why do you have to get along with us little people? What Si fucking can't do, Yunlin can do. Now reality tells her that they are the same person. Lin Qingjian couldn't struggle a few times, and with a pop, she slapped her face with a slap. Si fucking said lightly, quiet. Lin Qingjian really stopped talking. Si fucking took out his mobile phone and made a phone call, Lawyer Ling, I'm here, please. Ling Feng quickly rushed over with someone. Hello, Miss Lin. Ling Feng took out a lawyer's letter from her bag, you have caused a huge loss to Miss C's reputation. Miss Si officially sued you for defamation. Please come with us. Lin Qingjian was dumbfounded, and did not respond. She was just taken away. Teacher, you are good at swearing. Si fucking turned around and applauded, Zhang is still old and hot, I must learn more from you. Gu Wenzu's anger remained unabated, scolding Ling Yun for practicing. Si fucking. She actually wanted to sympathize with Chu Ling Yun. Teacher, please don't ask for 0 in the future, please invite T18. Si fucking said again, look at the name T18, which is longer than 0 and is trustworthy. Gu Wenzu was suspicious, is there really no difference between the two? Of course there is. Si fucking was righteous, because T18 is the most powerful. She's definitely going to blow herself up. 0 chases her, she can't give their investigator business. Oh, Gu Wenzu nodded. Then I'll have more contact with T18. It's really not too strict outside. Let's go back to the apartment. Si Fu nodded. Soon, there was also an announcement on the internet, which was issued by the police. In addition to refuting the rumors, there is also the matter of Lin Qingjian being arrested for spreading rumors. In less than 2 hours, the situation was completely controlled by Star Court law firm. After obtaining the consent of Si fucking, Ling Feng posted pictures of her as a child. Ling Feng was embarrassed for a long time when he chose the photo. Because Si fucking's complexion was not visible to the naked eye when he was a child, and his facial features were still beautiful, but something was always missing, so he finally picked out one. I just ordered to come in and eat melons and it's over, can you slow down and give people a chance to take a bite? Let's learn about the difference between sue for defamation and the right of reputation in advance. The right to sue is to affect one's reputation generally. Only celebrities with the right of reputation are sued, so this is 80% true, but the premise of defamation is to fabricate facts. The sunspots can rest, your father's face is real, from childhood to big. You guys are sour, you look beautiful, but you're so neat too. The front row arranges Lee's pure natural beauty, Si fucking, to entertain Yandian inside, it's not a loss if you are a fan. Loss or loss, she doesn't post selfies, she can't see. Mooses. It was something that made them very sad to mention it. I don't know how to get Si fucking to take a selfie. The Musi can only pray that Si fucking can do more activities, and now even the station sister has no place to play. At this time, Si fucking Sweebo finally moved. At V, if you are fat, you will get fat, if you are thin, you will lose weight. It doesn't matter what your body shape is, the most important thing is your health and happiness. If you really want to lose weight, come and exercise with me, check in every day, I will supervise you. There is a video below. It was Si fucking exercising in the gym. From barbells to dumbbells, not a single one is missed. Good guy, or would you still not post selfies, but post workout videos? Absolutely. The muscular lines of my wife's arm can hit me 100 times. Have you seen that weight bearing? I'm going to die if I do 10 body weight squats, This woman actually bears a weight of 100 kilograms, are you human? Listen and listen, reject body anxiety, be happy without affecting your health. Soon, the entry #SciFiUkingLudi hashtag ranked first on the entertainment list. Many sports equipment stores found that sales of dumbbells began to rise. Although doubtful, but still very happy. At this time, Speed Sports headquarters. Su Jingshan didn't wait for the bodyguards sent out to succeed, but watched Sci-Fi re-enter the hot search and began to gain fans. Where are the people? Are they all dead? Su Jingshan kicked the chair over and roared, it's really a group of people who eat dry food. The special assistant wiped his sweat, Su Dong, I got in touch, but I can't get in touch, so I must have lost my hand. Nonsense. Su Jingshan was furious, she has already posted on Weibo, of course she ran away. If I send someone to go, I will definitely kill her. The special assistant will do it right away. Su Jingshan sat down at the desk, looked at the falling stocks, took a deep breath, and called the sales department and the finance department again. Look, what are you doing? Su Jingshan patted the table, I've been hit by other companies before, why can't it be stable this time? Su Dong, 80% of the orders on the official website and flagship store have been refunded. The sales director pursed his lips, even a few large orders, the other party called and said they wanted to refund the order, and they no longer cooperated with us, and their reputation has already disappeared. Gone. The speed movement has been established for more than 10 years, and indeed it has never encountered such a thing. Su Jingshan is very good at superficial skills, and he has done a lot of charity, so he was named an outstanding entrepreneur last year. Speed movement is taking the cheap route. Although the price is not high, the sales volume is good, and Su Jingshan's assets are quickly enriched. But now, the new product launched by Speed Sports has sold more than 20,000 a month on the official website at noon yesterday, and now it has quickly fallen to 1,000. It's not just the customers who lose, but the fabric and the manpower. The director of finance and economics also said, Su Dong, someone has attacked the company, and the stock is really unstable. Su Dong, it's not good. The special assistant suddenly ran back in a panic, the spokesperson asked to terminate the contract with us. Su Jingshan angrily said, the contract hasn't arrived yet, what's the contract? The spokesperson would rather pay the breach fee to terminate the contract, the special assistant said in a difficult voice, they have already issued a termination announcement. Su Jingshan fell on the chair, and after a few seconds, he gritted his teeth, no matter, hold on first, even if you lose some money, it doesn't matter. After a while, when netizens gradually forget, he can still make a comeback. After all, even NT, the Xia humiliating brand, had good sales before it was forced out of the Daxia market. Dongsu doesn't have to put all this effort into it at this moment, a voice sounded, the speedy exercise will soon be yours. Several shareholders walked in. Su Jingshan's expression changed, you guys want to take advantage of people's danger and loot. Don't say it's so ugly, one of the shareholders said, normal transaction, you have tossed a good company into this, we can't choose someone else. Su Jingshan keenly sensed something was wrong, what did you do? The wheelchair sounds. Feng San pushed Yu Zian in. The man is handsome and noble, with picturesque eyebrows. But the killing aura on his body made it hard to breathe. Several shareholders turned around and were very respectful, Mr. Yu. Su Jingshan's expression changed greatly, and his pupils contracted violently. Surnamed Yu, in a wheelchair. The mysterious 9 sons of the Yu family. The most common description of him by the outside world is that he is disabled. But no matter how crippled, it is also the Yu family. A century-old wealthy family in the Yu family. How can the speed movement, which has only been established for more than 10 years, compare? We have already transferred all the shares to Mr. Yu. The shareholder who spoke earlier laughed sarcastically, Su Jingshan, the company is going to change people, and you have to go in too. Su Jingshan's brain stopped working. What? Ninth brother, all those people were recruited yesterday. They were ordered by Su Jingshan. Feng San's eyes were cold. He wants Miss C's life. After the last sentence fell, the man turned his head and glanced over. Still calm and calm. But the momentum is all under pressure. Su Jingshan only felt his legs go weak and fell to the ground with a thump. He simply couldn't believe what he heard. The Yu family came to buy his company because he had a hand in SI fucking and the Yu family. And Yu Zion propped her head up and closed her eyes, according to the law. Deliberately trying to kill, you have to send him in anyway. Feng San sneered, don't think about it in this life. Su Jingshan's body trembled. Mr. Yu, I. His mind has been messed up. Isn't SI fucking a traffic idol without any background? How did you get involved with the Yu family? No matter what the relationship is, even if it's just the most obscene gold owner who takes care of the canary, that's not someone he can move. What are you? Feng Sanyi slapped his head to the ground. You want to say that you don't know the relationship between Miss Si and the Lord? If you knew about it, you would never do such a thing. Save it, it's useless. I've heard this kind of thing a lot. What did I do in the first place if I knew it? Often it is this little guy who is the most self-righteous. Only when you hit the south wall do you know what regret is. Unfortunately it's too late. Su Jingshan's strength seemed to have been emptied, his eyes were dull, and his sanity was stunned. No wonder Si fucking dared to be so arrogant on the night of the group formation yesterday. It turned out to be the Yu family. Feng San lifted Su Jingshan up with one hand and said coldly, you have to be glad that Miss Si slept yesterday, otherwise you will die even more miserably. Yu Zion turned the wheelchair. Let's go. Yes, if you have money, you can buy the company I carefully created. Su Jingshan suddenly screamed. The speed movement was established in Mexico City and is protected by the local area. What right do you have to interfere in the affairs of Zhongzhou? The 5 states of Daxia have vast territory. Each state has talent protection programs that support the development of young entrepreneurs. As an outstanding entrepreneur, Su Jingshan was naturally selected for the talent protection plan of Zhongzhou. Aren't you the Yu family? But the Yu family's company isn't yours, right? Su Jingshan sternly said, you are not qualified. After Su Jingshan said this, he saw Feng San looking at him with a strange look. Yu Zion finally opened his eyes. His slender fingers tapped the palm of his hand, and his tone was cool. Let Mo Yanwen come over now. Mo Yanwen, the current head of the Mo family. One day in the future, 0 and T18 leaders will meet, both sides. There are some problems with the custom-made factory, and the babies who have the license will send it later. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 178. The headquarters of Speed Sports is located in Mexico City. Su Jingshan hadn't slept well last night, and returned to the company headquarters by plane this morning. His original mental state was not false. This, coupled with all kinds of bad things, made him on the verge of collapse at this time. If he was still awake, he would never have said such words in front of Yu Zion. After Su Jingshan roared, he regretted it, and when he heard the name Mo Yanwen again, his body froze again. No one in the Great Xia Empire did not know the surname Mo. The Mo family, one of the 3 great families, has guarded Zhongzhou since ancient times. Yong'an, the former capital of the Great Xia dynasty, is right in the center of Zhongzhou. Yong'an is the heart of the empire that shelters all people. The Mo family guards Yong'an. The agency starts, the hidden weapon is born. Solid as a golden soup, safe as a rock. Organism is the tyranny of the Mo family. Even though Su Jingshan has been included in Zhongzhou's entrepreneur protection plan, he has never even heard of the name Mo Yanwen. The surname of chemo is enough of a deterrent. The muscles on Su Jingshan's face trembled. You. Feng San was stunned for a moment, did not ask, and responded quickly, yes, I'll contact the owner of the family right now. After he finished speaking, he stepped forward to take Su Jingshan out first. I'll come, Kenyan ran in and rolled up his sleeves. Feng San, don't be so stingy, give me some work. Feng San. This kid. Since being beaten by Miss Si 12 times and losing 1 year's salary, everyone has changed. Su Jingshan was tied out by the canyoning, no matter how much he struggled, it was useless. A shareholder said tentatively, Mr. Yu, employees of this company. It's just a change of ownership. Yu Zian raised her eyes, what should they do, let them work with peace of mind. Yes, the shareholders responded quickly, Mr. Yu is kind-hearted, no wonder Mr. Yu's reputation is so famous. After the sound of the wheelchair and the door being closed, several shareholders breathed a sigh of relief. They were so nervous just now that they felt like they were wearing the ancient face of the saint. The Yu family is really unfathomable, a shareholder said. Sijukan also said that Yu Ji was incompetent, and it was amazing at first sight today. Yeah, another shareholder said solemnly, no matter what, don't mess with the Yu family. Yu Zian was already like this. In this way, the third young Master Yu who was cultivated by the old Master Yu as his heir will only be stronger and more vigilant. Downstairs. The owner of the house is outside, and he is expected to be back at night. Feng San said, ninth brother, when Su Jingshan started his own business, he was really hard-working. Who knows that it has only been a few years since this happened? Yu Zian said lightly, it's too difficult to keep your heart, especially after you have power. That's why he can't. Feng San retorted, ninth brother, you are different. Yu Zian supported her head and closed her eyes, I didn't let you learn this from her side. Feng San. Shut him up. The effect of his praise is completely different from that of Miss Si. Is this the difference between men and women? Feng San pushed Yu Zian away. The two passed by Yun Fengzi, who was called by Xia Yang Kaiu. Yu Zian's brows moved, but her eyes were calm. Yun Fengzi did not find it at all. It wasn't until he entered the Suxing headquarters building that he realized that he was late. Just a minute ago, the owner of Speedy Sports changed. Now it is being reorganized. Not only that, but Su Jingshan has also been taken away. Yun Fengzi had to leave and called Xia Yang Kaiu. Yan, when I went, they told me that the boss of the Speed Sports has changed today. He was quite aggrieved, it wasn't me, and I really rushed over at the fastest speed. Changed? Xia Yang Kaiu was stunned, who changed? I don't know. Yun Fengzi frowned, anyway, it was acquired. Now who the boss is, we need to check. Xia Yang Kaiu was very strange, you really went fast enough, who is faster than you? In less than a day, it was possible to acquire a sports brand as big as Speed Sports. Only money and power is not enough, you must have both. Is it possible that there are fans like her? It can't be compared. Xia Yang Kaiu made a decisive decision, come on, think about something else, what else can support Ching? Yun Fengzi, I'll try. After the call ended, he called Xia Yu again. What's the matter with your mother? Yun Fengzi lowered his voice, start chasing stars. Still crazy. More than that. Xia Yu shrugged, I want to get me another aunt. Yun Fengzi was silent for a moment, your mother's hobby costs more than buying a bag. The time has come to buy companies at every turn. Anyway, you're ready. Xia Yu said in a leisurely tone, I'm going to Glen in a few days, no one will share the firepower with you, and I will seek more happiness for myself. Yun Fengzi. This is not very good news. So, Dad, let's discuss it with you. Yun Fengzi said, I'll buy Shengxing Entertainment, then you can go in and make you number one. Xia Yu was very cold, no. Before Yun Fengzi could persuade him, Xia Yankai's call came in again. Fengzi, or else you buy Shengxing Entertainment, and that brokerage company is not very good, so change to another one. Yun Fengzi. Before he said anything, a girl's voice came from there, very young. Auntie, I'll cancel the contract right away. You don't have to worry about it, really. That's up to you. Xia Yankai hung up the phone decisively, and didn't care about Yun Fengzi. Just now, your uncle Yun went to Machin to look for speed sports, but it's too late, it's already been cleaned up. Cloud. Hearing the surname, Si fucking paused. She seemed to remember that the surname Yun was among those in power in the supernatural administration. It was also the one who had chased her down. She sighed. How did it hit so well? Fortunately, no one can recognize her now. By the way, Auntie, I have prepared a present for you. Si fucking raised his head and smiled, but the production time is a bit long. It will take a month. Auntie, give me an address, and I will send it to you when the time comes. Before she separated from Gu Wenzu, she gave him a few more drawings. One of them was specially designed for Xia Yankaiu. The rest are work. Gu Wenzu is very old, and inspiration is indeed not common. She must not watch Gu Wenzu overwork. I just took out a few design drawings as Ian's new clothes at the end of this year. As for Chu Lingyun, let him continue to roll it by himself. What gift? Xia Yankai was still curious. I still need to make it? Don't make it if it's too troublesome. Auntie doesn't lack anything. The only thing missing is probably the staff. The occult authority has a high status, but it is too understaffed. As soon as her vacation was over, she had to resume her days of running around. Auntie will definitely like it. Si fucking blinked. Don't worry, it won't take up my time. Of course I will like what you give, ching ching, I'm going back. Xia Yankai looked solemn. If you have anything, just call me. I think it's dangerous for you to be a star. I'll send a few people to protect you. No, Si fucking politely declined. I have a bodyguard. I'll definitely borrow someone from you if I have something to do. Xia Yankai glanced at Shang Lu, who was standing behind Si fucking. Shang Lu became nervous. It's over, someone else came to grab a job with him. Not only are the grandchildren of the Qinjun League staring at it, but the people outside are also staring at it. Miss Si is very good, yes, but there are too many people who want to follow her, right? Shang Lu silently wrote down Xia Yankaiu, and he was going to report to Mu Qingmeng to see who Xia Yankai was. That's fine. Xia Yankai got up. I will watch the shows after you, no matter how busy I am. Ching ching, Auntie believes that you will definitely explode. Hey, the director yesterday was really blind. How could he like that stinky boy, but he didn't like you? Si fucking just smiled. I borrowed the words from Auntie G. By the way, I think those fans in your super talk want you to post selfies. Xia Yankai walked to the door and said, if you have time to take a few pictures, I think they are all screaming. Okay. Si fucking didn't hesitate, took a few caca pictures, and then posted a Weibo. At V, the weather is good today and I am in a good mood. I heard that you want this picture. The mooses came over like a breeze. The sun came out in the west. This woman posted 2 Weibo today. Selfie. Your wife is really beautiful, and the angle of death is still so beautiful. Seeing that this is the confidence of a pure natural face, I don't need to retouch the face and shoot it. The shooting is really good, the shooting is quack. She just can't take pictures. To be honest, will I be assassinated? Yes, be careful. So wife, why do you remember to send a selfie? I don't believe you have this memory, was someone reminded? As a result, netizens watched helplessly as the entry #Saifuching selfie rushed to the top of the hot search. At 6 o'clock in the evening, Mo Yanwen returned to Machin. As soon as we arrived, we went to Mo's house. The city lord of Machin followed behind. Feng San he bowed down and bowed, Patriarch. Mo Yanwen smiled, thank you for your hard work. The two of them said in unison, it is an honor for me and Kenyan to protect the Lord. Mo Yanwen nodded, said nothing, and walked in. Su Jingshan did not eat for a day, and his eye sockets were sunken. He didn't know Mo Yanwen, but he knew the middle-aged man beside Mo Yanwen. City Lord of Mexico City. Su Jingshan's eyes suddenly widened, City Lord, you. Why was the City Lord of Machen still disturbed? Mo Yanwen raised his chin and asked, is he on the list of outstanding entrepreneurs? Yes, Patriarch, the City Lord of Machen respectfully said, he was selected 2 years ago. Homeowner. Su Jingshan's brain wouldn't turn, it was buzzing. The head of the Mo family, is this man who looks only 30 years old. Who is Yu Zion? Even if Mr. Yu appeared in person, it would be impossible to invite the patriarch of the Mo family. Even though Mo Yanwen is much younger than Mr. Yu. But he was the head of the Mo family, so Mr. Yu had to respect him when he saw him. Su Jingshan was covered in sweat, and his back was soaked with cold sweat. What the hell is going on here? Mo Yan said warmly and calmly, there are many entrepreneurs in Zhengzhou, and now there are more talents. There is really no shortage of you. Get rid of it. The three great families will always be families. The Mo family didn't show up much, but the situation in Zhengzhou was still firmly under the control of the Mo family. Mo Yanwen said no, that is no. As the head of the Mo family, he still has the right to speak. The City Lord of Machen is still respectful, he committed the crime of intentional murder, and naturally it is impossible for him to stay on the list again. Well, Mo Yanwen said, at the same time, warn other entrepreneurs in Zhengzhou. The City Lord of Machen nodded, yes. Su Jingshan slumped on the chair, unable to say a word at all. He originally thought that with Zhengzhou protecting him, even if he lost the speed running exercise, the wealth he had accumulated could still be preserved. But now, he can only go in. But why is that? Su Jingshan stared at the handsome man who was sitting still in the wheelchair, his facial muscles shaking violently. Isn't Yu Zion just a cripple who relies on the protection of the old man Yu? How could he let the Mo family patriarch come over with a single word? Okay, take it out. Mo Yanwen turned his head and looked at Feng San Hezijiang, you guys go out too. Yes, master. Both of them backed out. Su Jingshan was taken away by the City Lord of Machen. Feng San he squatted at the door, and Kenyan took out a handful of melon seeds. Feng San looked back at the house, I don't know if the owner has anything to tell Brother Ju. It must be something we are not allowed to hear. Kenyan nibbling on the seeds, it should be some kind of secret. Feng San nodded. They are only secret guards, and the real secrets are definitely not qualified to listen to at present. The room was very quiet, only Mo Yan and Yu Zion were left. Mo Yanwen walked up to the man, with his hands in front of his knees and his head behind his hands. Get down on one knee and do kneeling. Sir, see your majesty. False boss, Yun Fengzi. The real boss, Xia Yang Kaiu. The male protagonist Yin Huang is probably the most complicated character I have ever written, the emperor is really difficult to write, Wang Tian. Thank you for your tickets and rewards, see you tomorrow. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 179. According to historical records, the four major alliances of the three major families were all established and promoted by Emperor Yin in order to stabilize Daxia was who. The Mo family settled in Zhengzhou, Jijia town in Dongzhou, and the Feng family guarded Nanzhou. The four major alliances will restrict each other and complement each other. Inherited to this day. The man turned around, his expression calm and restrained. He raised his hand and smiled slightly. You don't need to call it that, there is no more your majesty, get up and kneel at every turn. Mo Yanwen didn't get up, but bowed again. For this kind of trivial matter, you still need to do it yourself, it's really the minister's incompetence. No one can be exhaustive and considerate. Yu Xian's tone was indifferent. If you meet it, it will be solved easily. Can it change because of my identity? Am I not human? Get up. Only then did Mo Yanwen stand up, and he raised his head. The man is still in a wheelchair. Mo Yanwen still remembered that day. 10 years ago, he and the Great Elder received a request from the Qinjun League to go to Sijukan to pick up the Dragon Sparrow sword and return to the Mo family for a new care and polishing. Just as they were on their way back to Zhongzhou, the Dragon Sparrow sword suddenly vibrated. The next second, with a sound of clang, the sword scabbard was actually thrown away. When he and the First Elder recovered from their shock and chased after them, they found that the Dragon Sparrow sword, which had not moved all the year round, was held in the hands of a young man. The body of the sword vibrated, the red rust fell automatically, and the cold light shone brightly. Not only the Mo family, but the Qinjun League also has corresponding records. The Dragon Sparrow sword has a spirit, and he followed Emperor Yin on the battlefield for more than 10 years, and the body and hilt of the sword were soaked with blood on his body. In the world, only Emperor Yin can call the Dragon Sparrow sword. Although it was extremely unbelievable, it happened. Back then, the young emperor, who was only highlighted in the history books, appeared in front of them. He is perfect and powerful, and he has the world in his heart, but he is decisive in killing, and he will kill if he should. History cannot outline his concrete image. But when he appeared in front of them, Mo Yanwen knew that this was Emperor Yin. He ascended the throne at the age of 14 and fought for 13 years as an emperor. Only Mo Yanwen and the First Elder knew about this matter in the entire Mo family. Although thousands of years have passed, the Mo family is not one who has not been born with two hearts. But the Mahists still worship the Emperor Yin. Yu Xian sighed softly, I didn't even want to disturb you, it's a coincidence. He convened the Alliance of Divine Doctors, and he never thought of taking the identity of Emperor Yin. The past is in the past. The flow of time is irreversible. But I never thought that on the way back to Sijukan, I met the Dragon Sparrow sword on the way. At that time, his legs were completely crippled, and he couldn't hide. So he would never go to Qinjun League. Your Majesty's words are serious, the ancestors have a lesson, no matter what time it is, you must protect your Majesty's safety. Mo Yanwen pursed his lips and whispered, if the ancestors can be like His Majesty, seeing today, maybe they will very happy. The ancestors of the three aristocratic families all fought the world with Emperor Yin in the past. But after 1,000 years, even the ancestors of the Ji family who knew the power of Yin and Yang and the 5 elements were all lois. Mo Yanwen said again, and the Zhang family army, if they. Jiang's army guarded the border for 50 years and failed to return to Yong'an until his death. From then on, only 3 of the 4 great aristocratic families remained. After a while of silence, Yu Xian suddenly said, Yanwen. Mo Yanwen cupped his hands, Your Majesty, please speak. Before I died, I actually had a dream. Yu Xian looked out the window quietly, he smiled lightly, I dreamed that today, thousands of years later, the mountains and rivers will be peaceful, and the people will be safe. I even dreamed of these high-rise buildings, planes, and ships, the rushing of the Dongling Sea, and the submarine down to 3,000 miles. It is exactly the same as what I have seen since I came to this era. How could there be such a real dream, exactly? Mo Yanwen was surprised for a moment, probably this is the reason why Your Majesty can open his eyes again to see today. Yu Xian's pupils dimmed, and it was difficult to distinguish the depths, maybe. I've been away for the past 2 days, and I'm going to the western continent to buy a piece of meteorite iron. Mo Yanwen said again, I'm going to make a new hidden weapon. This is the blueprint I just drew. Please take a look at it. Outside the door, on the steps, Kenyan fell heartlessly, nibbling on the melon seeds all over the place. Don't kowtow. Feng San only felt a headache. By the way, when you were running for the Dark Guard, you were a newcomer, right? But considering how much the Mo family attaches importance to Juji, why would you choose a newcomer? What do you care about? Fortunately, the new recruits are used, otherwise we would have no chance, Kenyan said. Anyway, Brother Nine must have a close relationship with our Mo family. Nonsense, what do you need to say? Feng San's mouth twitched. I just always felt that the attitude of the patriarch and the first elder to Brother Ninth was always strange, not just respectful and polite. Kenyan suddenly said, I remembered when you said that. Once I called out Ninth Brother in front of the first elder, he almost knelt down for me, and then after the Ninth Brother left, I was arrested. The elder was beaten. They privately called you Zion Ninth Brother, usually Master. Kenyan has always felt that the elder, the old man, is blowing up all day long, and it's just a name. As for beating him, Kenyaning thought for a while, and became curious, could it be that the first elder has any deal with the Yu family? Feng San was quite disdainful, the Yu family is also worthy. Kenyaning nodded. Indeed, it doesn't quite match. Even though the Yu family was the #1 wealthy family in Sijukan, it was far from the Mo family. The distance between 100 years and 1,000 years cannot be easily made up. It's just that the three major families are far away from worldly disputes and do not hear about world affairs. But I don't know that the Mo family has combined the use of mechanical techniques with modern technology, and invented many new things. The planes made by the Mahists are no worse than several top laboratories in the western continent. The strong have swords in their hands, they just decide to use them or not. The two were talking in a low voice when the door was suddenly pushed open. 9. Kenyan changed his words in time, Lord. Patriarch. Mo Yanwen gave him a meaningful look, but in the end he didn't say anything. If something happens, report it to me as soon as possible. Kenyaning is busy. After Mo Yanwen left, 11 Zhang lowered his voice, Feng San, it seemed that the owner of the family was going to kill me just now. Feng San immediately said, I'll hand the owner a knife. Kenyaning. The Mo family made a move, and other large and small families in Zhongzhou were naturally evacuated. Su Jingshan was completely removed from the list of outstanding entrepreneurs from Zhongzhou. At the same time, the Mo family also issued a notice. The speedy movement will be taken over by others, and domestic brands will still receive strong support from Zhongzhou. As soon as this news came out, the whole network was shocked. The ink word of magia has an unusual meaning. Good guy, is the Mo family coming out? I've only read it in the history books. The Mo family's mechanical skills are awesome. The Mo family is worthy of being the Mo family, it makes sense that it can be passed down for thousands of years. Look at the speed. It's really hard to imagine what the prosperous summer of 1,500 years ago was like. Who can not worship the Emperor Yin? Su Jingshan was completely subdued here. Lin Qingjian's incident also made new progress. Ling Feng found out the transaction between Lin Qingjian and Lianmei Plastic Surgery Hospital as quickly as possible. Love Beauty Plastic Surgery Hospital uses Sci-fi as a gimmick to attract customers. And it was Lin Qingjian who actually performed more than a dozen surgeries at the Lianmei Plastic Surgery Hospital. At court, law firm V, regarding Lin Mumu's malicious fabrication of false information to slander Miss Sci-fi, we will pursue it to the end. Miss Lin can also explain to everyone, what is going on with your face. Below is a long picture showing the comparison of Lin Qingjian's face in different periods. This is much more convincing than Sci-fi's two photos of one fat and one thin. He even took out the latest appointment form from Lian Plastic Surgery Hospital and Lin Kinjian. So the real plastic surgery is Lin Kinjian. Thankfully, I thought she was a pure natural beauty, but I was really blind. Lin Kinjian, how dare you? I have so much black material, I dare to come out and jump. In the past, Lin Kinjian had a brokerage company to protect her, and if she was on a black hot search, she would be quickly withdrawn, and the black material would not come out of the circle at all. But now her company sees that the trend is over and gives up directly. All of Lin Kinjian's black materials were picked up. From accompanying wine to intervening in other people's feelings, one by one is countless. Lin Kinjian's reputation completely stinks. But soon some black fans pulled the front to Sci-fucking again. To be honest, Sci-fucking's black material is also her education, but her education is really poor. She is a college student after all. Does she have a junior high school degree? Anyway, I didn't go to high school, so I don't know if I have a graduation certificate in junior high school. Well, still worse than Meng Shui, there is a reason for Meng Shui to be the captain. Then let Wei go to Shui Shui. Shui Shui has just finished filming a play, and she will also be a flying guest in a show on Daxiatai, a real career-minded female star. Her career is not lost. Daxiatai, is that the survival variety show with Su Dingliu? It's strange that the information of the other guests has been released, and the remaining one is unknown. Sci-fucking didn't care about online affairs at all, she was packing her luggage. Miss Si, I have already bought the air ticket for you, the assistant director called. The other guests have arrived. After you land tomorrow morning, we will all pick you up. You don't have that social phobia, do you? Sci-fucking calmly said, no, but that doesn't prevent me from wanting to beat you up. What is the operation of asking everyone to pick her up? It can't be done. The assistant director hurriedly stopped. Then I'll pick you up and let them record you first. You will have a lot less footage. It's alright. Sci-fucking didn't care, I'm doing public welfare. If there is less, there will be less. You record more people, don't hinder me from catching wild boars. Deputy Director. Catch what? Where are you flying tomorrow? Zhang Changning came over and put down a box of freshly baked cookies. You are really busy. The recording of the youth was only finished yesterday, and the next one will be played tomorrow. Mad. But TNL Media really has no time to take care of Sci-fucking's affairs now, and is busy cutting seats with the Liu family. The Liu family fell even more suddenly, and the person in power changed directly. Without the support of his family, Liu Yan disappeared from the entertainment industry, let alone any resources. Go here. Sci-fucking pointed to the address on the phone. It seems that the main event location is a few small villages in Nanzhou. The assistant director also said that there is a possibility of meeting primitive people. Zhang Changning looked at this place and fell into silence. Sci-fucking noticed the change in her expression. Ningning, what's the matter? It's nothing. Zhang Changning returned to his senses. I just found out that the place where you record variety shows is quite close to my house. Can't primitive people always refer to them farming? Her dad would be so angry that he would rush out with a sickle. It's such a coincidence. Sci-fucking thought thoughtfully, I can go over and have a look then. Zhang Changning hesitated. Okay, tell me in advance, otherwise I'm afraid you won't find the way. Okay, no problem. Sci-fucking waved. Go and do your own thing. Zhang Changning went out. A video call just came in. Sci-fucking picked it up. The handsome face of the man was reflected on the screen. Wow, boss, who adjusted your filter for you? It's so beautiful. Sci-fucking gave a thumbs up, but I still haven't been able to show your graceful appearance, boss. Feng San heard clearly. Maybe when he flattered his ninth brother in the future, he should be like Miss Si without a trace and come with his mouth open. Yu Zian nodded slightly. Where will you fly tomorrow? The address is here. Sci-fucking showed him. It's quite remote, no wonder there is Crocodile Lake. Uzian's eyes narrowed slightly. This address is very close to the reclusive Divine Doctor League. Of course, it was impossible for Daxiotai to know where the Divine Medicine Alliance was, and it was just treated as an ordinary wild forest. Yeah, Uzian propped her chin. I'll go there in a few days. No problem, Sci-fi said with a serious expression. Boss, wait for me to catch another wild boar for you to roast. Although I can't cook, it is absolutely fine to roast it with fire. After all, before and when Ye Turned the Tail went out on a mission, they were all gathering materials in the wild. Feng-san. Are animals actually surviving? Outside the house. Zhang Changning joined Zhang Changfeng, who was waiting outside, and talked about the matter of the next Sci-fi going to the Alliance of Magical Doctors. Zhang Changfeng opened his eyes and was surprised for the first time. She actually agreed to go. No matter how many times he said it, Sci-fi was unmoved. Why not salted fish this time? Sisi is going to record the show, brother, you'd better be careful, Zhang Changning warned him. Don't think about my friend, I just taught you a lesson that day. Zhang Changfeng. Does he dare? That's a ghost doctor. The ghost hand and heavenly doctor waved his hand casually, and he could make him die without even a corpse. Sci-fi is a huge bug, he can't be provoked or can't hide. With your character, don't even try to find someone in the entertainment industry. Zhang Changfeng showed no mercy. I see that you will be forced by your mother to go on a blind date sooner or later. Zhang Changning didn't care. It's okay, I still have you on top of me, you might as well consider how to find a girlfriend with your personality. Zhang Changfeng. What a good sister who thinks about him. The other side. Hospital. Zhou Zonghe's injury improved a lot, but after a few days of depression, he couldn't bear it any longer. When Zhou Xianyu came to see him, he couldn't wait to speak. How is it, when did you bring Sci-fi? I've already contacted me, Zhou Xianyu said lightly. Sci-fi is going to record a new show. In Nanzhou, they will stay at the local hotel on the first night, and I happen to know someone there. Man, she will give you her room card when the time comes. No, Zhou Zonghe's expression suddenly became frightened. She is very strong and can break my hand. Wouldn't I be courting death if I go in? If he could, he succeeded that night, why would he go to the hospital lying down? Zhou Xianyu frowned. Is she really doing it? Zhou Zonghe was in a hurry. What am I lying to you for? Don't be deceived by her innocent and harmless appearance, she is cruel. Then I'll ask them if there is any medicine there. Zhou Xianyu didn't care. There seemed to be a few villages around where they recorded the show, and they are good at making some medicines that are not available on the market. No trace. Find a few more reporters to expose it on the internet, and Sci-fi's career in the entertainment industry can also be ruined. Kill two birds with one stone. Only then did Zhou Zonghe nodded with satisfaction. You have always been cautious in doing things. Big brother believes in you very much. You have a second sister in the Zhou family. You are amazing. As long as Zhou Xianyu does not fall, the Zhou family will still be in the sky. After Zhou Xianyu put down the fruit basket, he returned to the company. As soon as she entered the door, her secretary rushed over, sweating profusely. Mr. Zhou, the senior management is holding a meeting, please come over immediately. Now, Zhou Xianyu was surprised. Okay, I'll go up right now. It's 8 o'clock at this time, why is the meeting so urgent? Zhou Xianyu took the elevator to the conference room. As soon as she entered, with a swoosh, all the senior management in the conference room looked at her. Eyes are unclear. Zhou Xianyu frowned and sat down in the only vacant seat. What happened when I wasn't there? As soon as she finished speaking, a folder was thrown directly into her face. Good morning. This book is a two-way development article, how to raise it, see the back 2333. Started doing nucleic acid again, when is it ahead? TVT. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 180. Zhou Xianyu did not expect such a crop at all. Unpredictable, her face was slammed firmly, and her ears were buzzing. The sharp corners of the folder even scratched her face with blood. The whole meeting room was quite silent. After a few seconds, Zhou Xianyu's tinnitus ended. She just turned her head, took a deep breath, and restrained her anger. What does Grandpa Feng mean? What do you mean? Old Feng's eyes were no longer appreciated, and his tone was cold. Zhou Xianyu, I watched you grow up, you were enlightened when you were 10 years old, how happy your grandfather is to entrust you to let me teach you how to do business. In the past 10 years, your performance has indeed been outstanding, and you have also taken the MBA, Master of Business Administration, exam of Xia University. Your grandfather even let you directly serve as a general manager. This is your trust, but after your grandfather left woolen cloth. Feng Lao slammed the table. Have I told you that you can't eat hot tofu in a hurry? You need to be bold in business, but you also need to be steady. Look at how many mistakes you have made recently, and then look at your list. How is this calculated? Zhou Xianyu picked up the folder that flew out, and after flipping through it, his eyes gradually solidified. Yet another place where common sense business mistakes have arisen. And this time, it was not corrected in time, which caused the Zhou Group to evaporate 500 million overnight. 500 million is actually a drop in the bucket for the Zhou Group, but it was caused by her mistakes. Zhou Xianyu is very strong, this mistake is more uncomfortable than killing her. Under the meaningful gazes of the higher UPS, a layer of cold sweat broke out on Zhou Xianyu's back, and it was as embarrassing as the thorns on his back. It's a good thing to have talent, but you can't use it too much. What will you do when it's gone one day? Old Feng said lightly. You don't need to work for the time being, and you should hand over all your work to Yuanlin. Zhou Yuanlin is not in Zhou Tianfeng's vein, but in Sanfang, and the momentum has been very strong in the past 2 years. Xianyu, just listen to Mr. Feng's words. Zhou Yuanlin smiled but said, if you rest for a while, maybe you will recover, and if you are skilled, you can also control the public opinion on the internet, old man. The adopted foreigner, her fans scolded our family for what it was. Zhou Xianyu clenched his fists and his eyes were cold. Yes, I see. She didn't stay any longer and left the conference room. Since the old man left, Sci-fi's luck has miraculously improved. Correspondingly, the Zhou family is not as smooth as before. Zhou Xianyu never believed in gods and ghosts, and he couldn't bear to see old Madame Zhou eating fast and reciting Buddha. But it's not that she hasn't heard the saying of borrowing fate. Perhaps it was Sci-fi who borrowed the luck of the Zhou family to go wider and wider in the entertainment industry. Zhou Xianyu made a phone call. Have you contacted the master of Sijukan? We've got in touch, we'll arrive in Linkhung early next month. There was respect. Miss Xianyu, rest assured, no matter what kind of predicament the Zhou family is in, Grandmaster can solve it. Okay, Zhou Xianyu said, time is running out, we must solve it as soon as possible. After the call ended, she pressed her temples and exhaled slowly. A few days ago, Mrs. Zhou also invited a master to Zhou's house. The master only said the stolen things will not last long and left in a hurry. Nothing else was said, let alone explained, except that Mrs. Zhou was frightened and didn't sleep well for several days, and the Zhou family's money was wasted in vain. I hope that the masters of Sijukan can be of some use this time. The next day, early in the morning, Sci-fi, who was still sleeping, was called out by Xiao by biting his clothes, and after grooming, he was stuffed into the car. Until the hot meat buns woke her up completely. She scratched her hair, took a bite of the meat bun, and then saw Shanglu was loading the ingredients into the car, box after box. Sci-fi said slowly, we are here to survive, not to go camping. This is what Mr. Yu told me that I must bring you. Shang Lu wiped his sweat. He said that the place is remote and the food is not as good as home, so he must bring some ingredients to make up for Miss Si. Si fucking sighed and smiled. You mean you can cook? Shang Lu was stunned. He stammered, I don't know. Xiaobai glanced at him contemptuously. A guard who can't cook is not a good guard. I don't know how to do it either. Si fucking held his chin, but Ning Ning said that she would also go home. These ingredients are quite rare. I'll send her to her when the time comes. Let me thank the boss first. She turned on her phone and sent a message to Yu Zion. Boss, thank you for the ingredients you prepared for me. You are going to feed me into a fat man. Boss, it might be a chubby fox. Si fucking. How could she be an animal like the dog Pixiu? This doesn't work. She would rather be fat. The chubby little fat man. There was silence for a few seconds, and there was a new reply. Boss, well, yes. The car quickly arrived at the airport, and Si fucking boarded the plane. The assistant director booked the first-class cabin with excellent privacy. Miss Si, it's a 4-hour flight. Shang Lu handed over the blindfold and blanket. You got up at 5 o'clock today, so sleep for a while. Si fucking touched his chin and thoughtfully, you're quite wrong today. Shang Lichao said loudly, Miss Si said it straight, I will definitely change it. Just shut up. Shang Lu whispered, oh. He must do his best to serve Miss Si, so as to prevent more and more people from coming out to grab a seat with him. Southern State. At noon, the Daxia TV program group. In addition to Si fucking, the other 5 resident guests all arrived yesterday. The environment here is really bad, there is only one hotel nearby. The program team specially set up a temporary tent to improve the conditions as much as possible, but the mosquitoes, snakes, and ants were still driven out. At the end of the morning shooting, Su Jianian was resting in the tent. I just got the news, the program team is really good at hiding it. The agent lifted the curtain and walked in with an ugly expression. Do you know who the assistant director personally went to pick up the guest? Su Jianian raised his head. Who? It should be amazing. Teacher Yuan didn't pick it up from the assistant director. Amazing, the agent snorted, quite disdainful. It's quite amazing. It's been on the hot search for the past 2 days. You can take a photo and you can get it on the hot search. I really will buy the hot search. This kind of occupying public space, the flow of resources, idols, change batches in a few months. Can you compare with powerful artists? Su Jianian thought for a moment. The dance instructor in Youth Yu said. If he is not in a rank circle, he will naturally not remember the name deliberately. But I also heard that Youth has a top-notch boy who made his debut, and even got an invitation from Glenn. And because of the ticket exchange, this new top-notch mentor directly ripped off the investor under the camera. There is courage, but such emotional intelligence is too difficult to mix in the entertainment industry. It's her. The agent nodded. Stay away from her. At that time, there was a gossip on their show that she harassed male students. It's definitely not groundless. Su Jianian smiled, but did not answer the sentence, but said, she is quite brave. I don't have the courage at her age. Live variety shows are the programs that can test the stars the most. Whenever something goes wrong, even if it's just a single word, no matter what character design was established before, it can collapse into a mess. Su Jianian has been in the entertainment industry for 10 years, and I dare not say that he can absolutely make no mistakes. Si fucking is only 18 years old, he has been out for less than 3 years, and has been in the black for 2.5 years. It was difficult to reverse some of the word of mouth, but he dared to accept the live broadcast of Daxiatai, which was still survival. Newborn calves are not afraid of tigers. I saw the photos, and they look beautiful, the agent reminded. Anyway, you should pay attention, don't let her rub the heat. The actress who dragged you to fire CP last time was rubbed by her into a second-tier actress. We can't be sucked blood anymore. Su Jianian nodded, I know it. Anyway, this is a live broadcast, the agent said. If she really dares to do anything, your fans can spray her out of the entertainment circle. Stop talking. Su Jianian glanced at his watch, the time is almost up, I'll go out first. The broker nodded. This survival variety show specially made by Daxiatai is shot from morning to night. However, the online video platform will only skip the key part of the clip. It's boring to live broadcast all the time, but because Su Jianian is a top streamer, the popularity of the live broadcast room is very strong. Daxiatai is worthy of being Daxiatai, which can make Jianian shoot a variety show for 2 months. Su Jianian is amazing and can be invited by Daxiatai, the others are all seniors. Mr. Su didn't hear who the last resident guest was. A girl sat down beside Su Jianian and said in a low voice, I asked the assistant director several times, but nothing came out. What else did I say to give a surprise? Su Jianian just smiled and didn't answer, I'll know when it arrives. The girl pursed her lips. Su Jianian was hit by an ancient fairy tale 2 years ago. In the play, he plays the supreme being of the immortal realm. Because of his handsome appearance, he perfectly portrayed the beautiful and tragic character of immortal venerable, which became popular overnight and became the top of the gods. Su Jianian's announcement has been scheduled for the year after, and he has won a lot of luxury endorsements. If it weren't for Daxiatai, other variety shows would not invite him at all. Before participating in this show, the girl's agent had already told her that if she wanted to go further in the film and television industry, it was necessary to have a good relationship with Su Jianian. Curious about the last guest, the whole thing is mysterious. What is the mystery? It's just being late. Let me see what kind of wrist is bigger than Su Dingliu and Teacher Yuan. At this time, a staff member shouted, come here. Su Jianian and the girl raised their heads and looked in the direction from which the voice came. Come, and meet new friends. The assistant director walked over with a smile. Mr. Sci-fi, she is only 18 years old, she is still a child, all teachers must take care of her. Sci-fi slowly stepped forward from behind him. The camera falls on her, giving her a close-up. She raised her head slightly, her neck slender and beautiful. His brows and eyes were a little careless, and he was completely lazy. She wore a casual sportswear, and it was hard to hide her outstanding temperament. The barrage was still for a moment, and then suddenly skyrocketed. Wife. My God, I actually came to see Jianian, and I actually saw Ching baby, mommy is crazy. There is actually a slump, you have the ratings of the program group, and I look forward to it. I may be too old to know the new generation of stars, who is this, looks good. Most of Sci-fi's fans are young students, and she has only participated in one talent show. The popularity of talent shows is naturally not as high as that of film and television dramas. Under the same gradient, the national status of variety show stars is far less than that of film and television actors, let alone the loyalty of fans. The last episode of The Night of Forming a Group did not have a recorded version online. Most of the clips circulating on the internet were the part where Xiaoyu and the six were invited by Su Yang and Rosrig. Instead, Sci-fi's enthusiasm was overshadowed. Sci-fi, the dance instructor of Youth and Youth, Xiaoyu, the new top male star, was brought out by her. Variety show, I understand. It's not me. Let's take a look at the other guests of this show first. Mr. Yuan Heping, a national-level actor, a veteran actor, who has won the Flying Eagle Award for Best Actor. Ms. Shenzai Yuan, an old artist. Su Jianian, a top popular man. Qi Shuning is the new host selected by Daxia TV this year, a graduate of Xia University's Broadcasting Department. Even Ning Luiao was nominated for the Best Newcomer at the Flying Eagle Award last year. I really want to know how Sci-fi, a traffic idol, got into these people. In terms of experience, you are not enough, in terms of strength, you are not enough, why do you record the show with them? Don't really think that if you recorded a youth boy and brought out a top-notch person, you can already compete on the same stage with really powerful people in the entertainment industry, then why wasn't you the one who was invited to Glenn? Although this is an empty book, and the chronology is also made up by me, but I have been reading history books recently. About to enter the showbiz. What will be Kinking's first play QVQ? My best friend, my roommate's younger brother was pulled into quarantine. Me, you said the exact same thing to me in January. See you tomorrow.